Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got game 6. If somebody told me after game 3 we would be coming back to New York, I wouldn't have believed them. But the Braves have rallied from 3 down to get this series to 3-2 and send it back to New York. Can the Yankees, in their third chance, eliminate the Braves and be World Series champs, or will the Braves force game 7? Let's take a look at the starting lineup here. For the visiting Milwaukee Braves, we head back to New York for game 6. We got the game 3 matchup that we had, BUHL against Stafford. And leading off for the Milwaukee Braves, playing right field, Lee May. Batting second and playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third and playing third's Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth and playing center field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting sixth playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is Bob BUHL. And for the hometown New York Yankees trying to win this World Series, we got leading off for the Yanks, playing second base, Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing shortstop is Tony Kubek. Batting third, playing right field is Roger Maris. Batting fourth, playing center field is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, playing left field is Yogi Berra. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Elston Howard. Batting eighth, playing third base is Clint Boyer. Batting ninth, the Cy Young winner, the ERA leader, and the American and Major League's ERA leader is Bill Stafford. Let's get down to Yankee Stadium and see what's going to happen here in game number 6. Carlos is in the house. Welcome. First in the stadium, you must be in the front row. This is Bill Stafford's second appearance in the World Series. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, struck out 5 and walked 1 for a 6 ERA. During the regular season, Bill pitched in 35 games. He started at 25. He had a 2.23 ERA, 22 wins, only 3 losses, and 9 complete games. The first batter he'll be facing is Lee May. He's batting .222 in the World Series. He's got no RBIs and no home runs. Here's the first pitch to Lee, and that's going to be a base on balls. Lee's going to trot down the first, not what the Yankees want to see here in this elimination game. It's the first batter to walk. And that'll bring up Frank Boland, batting .316, having a great World Series. He's 6 for 19. He's got 1 home run and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Howard throws the mask off, makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Matthews now. And Eddie's having an awesome World Series. He's 9 for 18 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Matthews. And that's going to be a infield hit. Slow roller down the third. Boyer holds on to it. We got first and second and 1 out. And that'll bring up Hank Aaron. And Hank's batting .444. He's 8 for 18. He's got 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Stafford spins, fires down the Kubek over to Skowron. That's a 1-6-3 double play. Nice play by Stafford. A nice pick down there by Kubek. Gets the Braves out of that mess. Milwaukee, nothing. Richardson, Kubek, and Maris due up here against Bob BUHL. Bob, this is the second game. He didn't fare well in the first game. He pitched 3 innings, struck out 2, walked 3, gave up 4 runs. His ERA in the World Series is 12. In the regular season, he pitched in 31 games, 28 starts, had a 4.04 ERA. He was 15-11, and he had 5 complete games. Hey, Philip, he'll be facing Bobby Richardson's having a nice World Series, batting .250, 6 for 24. Can he get on base here? He's got an RBI and set the table for the big boys. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Joe Adcock. He takes it himself for out number 1. Stepping up to the plate now is Tony Kubek. Only batting .227 in the World Series. He's 5 for 22. He does have a home run and 2 RBIs. Hey, Aaron, here's the pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matthews has got it. He fires over the first for out number 2. That brings up Roger Maris. He's only batting .200. He's 4 for 20. He does have a home run and 2 RBIs. Hey, Buckshot, let's see if Roger can get something started here in Game 6. And that's going to be a fly ball down in the shallow left. Matthews goes out and robs Roger of a base hit. 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks. We go to the top of the second. Still no score. We got Torrey, Thomas, and Adcock due up. Joe's only batting a .158, but he's hit the ball well. Has been robbed quite a bit. He's 3 for 19 with 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that one's hit hard. He squares this one up, and that ball is driven in the left field. That'll be a base hit. So Joe's standing down at first with a single. And that'll bring up Frank Thomas. Frank's only batting a .158. He's 3 for 19 with an RBI. And on the first pitch, Torrey's off and running. They're being awful aggressive here. Here's the throw down the second. Richardson applies the tag, but Torrey's in there safe with a stolen base. So now you got a runner in scoring position with nobody out and an 0-1 pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a base on balls. Not good. And we got first and second now and nobody out. And that'll bring up Joe Adcock, only batting 100. He's 2 for 20 with 2 RBIs. Yankees like to see a ground ball double play here. Joe, not much speed, neither does Frank. And that's what the doctor ordered. That's what the doctor gets. That's a ground ball down the second, over to short, over to first. 4-6-3 double play. Now there's 2 outs. Joe Torrey down at third for McMillan. Max batting a .111. He's 2 for 18 in this World Series. Batted .215 in the regular season with 10 home runs and 58 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Max. And that's going to be another. That's going to be a single in the right field. That's going to score Joe Torrey. And the Braves take a 1-0 lead here, folks. Mac with a bloop single. Brings up Bob BUHL now. He's 0 for 1 in this World Series. Here's the pitch to Bob. Batted .062 on the year with 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. But the Braves score 1, take a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Mantle, Gowan, and Barra due up. Mick, believe it or not, has not had a base hit in this World Series. He is 0 for 11, but he's walked 10 times. He's got a .500 on base percentage. Hey, Big Clue. Crazy stats. I mean, 0 for 11 with 10 walks. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be, guess what? Walk number 11, folks. They are not pitching to Mick. 11 walks in this World Series. Scourns got to make them pay. Got to make him pay. He's only batting a .182 in this World Series. He's 4 for 22. He does have 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. He's got to come through. Here's the pitch to the move. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field for out number 1. So 1 down. Can Yogi come through with Mick down at first? Yogi's batting .316. He's 6 for 19. He's got 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Mick batted .290. Yogi batted .291 with 28 home runs and 77 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out to Lee May. Now there's 2 outs and Mick's still down at first. Here comes Howard now. Can he deliver? Batting .316. He's 6 for 19. 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in the World Series. He batted .345. 19 home runs and 88 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. So the walk comes in to roost. And that's a deep fly ball to left field. He pulled that one down the line. And the Yankees take a 2-1 lead. Howard trying to get that MVP award, folks. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Boyer. Boyer's only batting $118. He's 2 for 17. One of those 2 hits was a home run. He's got 1 RBI. He batted .223 during the year. 12 home runs, 57 RBIs. Here is the pitch to Boyer. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. Thomas goes back, makes the catch. Now to end the inning, but the Yankees score 2 on the Howard home run and lead this game 2-1. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. May, Bolin, and Matthews. Lee walked in the first inning. Here's the pitch to May. And that's going to be another walk. So May trots on down the first. Stafford with the walks. That's his third walk of the game. Here's Frank Bolin. He popped up to Howard his first time up. And not this time. He squares it up, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Frank Bolin's second home run of this World Series, folks. And he gives the Braves a 3-2 lead. And still nobody out here in the third. And looks like this is going to be a wild game here. Eddie Matthews is up. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Stafford settles down after the home run. Oh, he sure is. And now it brings up Hank Aaron. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. 1 out, nobody on, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Stafford, after giving up the gopher ball, has gotten 2 outs now. Joe Torres is up. He's 1 for 1. He singled, stole a base, and came around to score the first run. Here's the pitch to Joe. And he drives that ball in the right field. May gets over, gets to it, holds Joe for a single. And here comes Frank Thomas up now with a runner on at first and 2 outs. Frank walked his first time up. And he drives that ball in the right field. And Joe Torres is going to make it on down the third. And it looks like this is going to be a hitting fest today. So now you got first and third and 2 outs. And that'll bring up Joe Adcock. And Stafford's going to walk Adcock. He's going to load the bases up. He's going to have a runner on every base, but he's going to have a force out at any base. Roy McMillan's up. He did single and drive in the run, but he's only batting $158. Here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be a ground ball down back to the mound. And he's going to fire over to first to get the out. The Braves score 2 and take a 3-2 lead on a 2-run homer by Frank Bolin. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Stafford back to the top of the order, and Richardson and Quebec. Bill's 0 for 2 in this World Series. He hit .206 with 9 RBIs in the season. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a slugfest, Aaron. Not a pitcher's duel, that's for sure. Here's the pitch to Stafford. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down here in the third. Back to the top of the order we go. And we got Bobby Richardson up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and pops it up. That's a high pop up down the second. Boland's got it for out number 2. And here's Tony. And Tony's 0 for 1. He grounded out the third his first time up. And he pops this one up. Joe Torre says he's got it, and he does for out number 3. Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the fourth. BUHL, May, and Boland do up. Bob flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Bill. Brings up Lee May now. He's walked both times, came around to score his last time. And they finally get him out. That's a ground ball down the second. And that'll be 2 up and 2 down. Can Bill get out of this? 1, 2, 3. Here's Frank Boland. He hit the big 2-run homer his last time up. And that's going to be a ball. 1-0 count to Frank. And then you're going to get him this time. That's going to be a slow roller down the short. Quebec fires over. The Braves go down in order. And we go to the bottom of the fifth. We got the M&M boys up first. Maris and Mantle, and then Scourin. Roger 0 for 1. He's popped up the third. He's batting under 200 now. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. That'll be out number 1. And here comes Mick, still searching for that first hit. He did walk his last time up and came around the score on the home run by Howard. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be another walk, folks. Mick, they will not pitch to him. That is walk number 12 in this World Series, folks. So again, Mick's down at first. He's been there, it seems like, every at bat. Scourin's up. He flew out the center his first time up. And not this time. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is out there. That ball was hammered, folks. Out the right center field. And Yankees take another 1-run lead. It's 4-3. Scourin delivers after walking Mick. That brings up Yogi now. This is a slugfest. These pitchers ain't going to be lasting long. Yogi's 0 for 1. He flew out the right field. Here is Lee May. They caught that one. See if Yogi can hit it over his head this time. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Frank can't get to it. Yogi makes a wide turn, but he'll head back to first with a 1-out single. Here comes Elston Howard, folks. And if the Yankees hold on and win, he's going to probably be the MVP. He's batting .350 in this World Series right now with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. He's homered in this game. Can he do it again? Yogi down at first. Yankees up 4-3. And that's going to be a single in the right. He goes the other way. Yogi's going to make it on down the third. And we got first and third and 1 out. And they're going out to talk to Bob BUHL. They can't afford to get behind by much. You got Boyer up. They're thinking about walking him. Setting up a bases loaded situation, but Bob's control makes you think about it. He talks him out of it. He thinks he can get a double play ground ball. They're going to play back. Howard don't have much speed at first. Boyer's no speed demon. He's 0 for 1. He's flown out the left. And the bullpen is up. See who they're going to get up out there. Probably a B. Notebert this early in the game. Don Notebert's throwing in the bullpen. Can Boyer deliver here and give the Yankees some insurance? And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Can they turn 2? He looks the runner back to third. He fires over to first. Howard will get down to second. And now there's 2 outs. And runners on second and third. And can Stafford help his own cause here, folks? And the Yankees, the way he's pitching, are thinking about pitch hitting for him and taking him out. He's already given up 3 runs. Don't look like he's doing much, and they're trying to bust this game open, and that's what they're doing. They're going to get the bullpen up in a hurry. And see who they're going to bring in here. I think they're going to bring in Tex Clever. Let's see who they're going to bring in here to pitch hit. I think it's going to be Johnny Blanchard. Blanchard's coming off the bench. They're going to go right to the bench. They're playing this game like it's game 7. They don't want to get to game 7, even though they have the chairman of the board waiting for them. So Johnny's coming off the bench trying to bust this game open in the 4th inning here, folks. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Blanchard at the plate. He is 3 for 3 in this World Series with 2 home runs and a double. Can Johnny deliver for the 4th time, folks? And that is going to be a strike. The catcher drops the 3rd strike batter. Batter out at first. Runners advance 1 base with 2 outs. Since that's a force play, that's just going to be a strikeout. And the runners aren't going to score because that's 2 outs. That was a crazy play. So Blanchard strikes out. Torres has to throw down the 1st. And Tex is going to come in the game here. Pitch for the Yankees. See if he can hold this lead. This will be a bullpen game for the Yankees now. And they're going to get Daly up and Sheldon up. So there's going to be action in the bullpen. They're not going to mess around if Tex gets in any trouble. They'll yank him quick. He's got the heart of the lineup due up. Matthews, Aaron, and Torrey. Eddie's 1 for 2. He singled and struck out in this game. Here's the pitch. This is Tex's first appearance in the World Series. During the season, he pitched in 26 games, had a 5.05 ERA. He was 3 and 3. Here's the pitch from Tex. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Quebec for out number 1. That brings up Aaron now with a 1 out and nobody on. And Hank's 0 for 2, grounded out into a double play and struck out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Joe Torre. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a stolen base, and came around to score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Tex does the job, shuts down the Braves in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th with the top of the order due up. Richardson, Quebec, and Maris. D. Scott Howard's in the house, folks. And we got Bobby Richardson 0 for 2 today. Can he get aboard here and get something started in the 5th? And that's going to be a no. That's going to be a pop-up down the short. Max got it in the shallow left field on the grass for out number 1. Brings up Tony Quebec now. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the 3rd and popped up to the catcher. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. So 2 balls hit down the short, 2 outs. And here comes Roger with nobody on and 2 outs. Can he do something? He's 0 for 2 today. He's popped up the 3rd and grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bob BUHL, there goes his control, walks Maris. And here comes Mick. Can Mick deliver here with a runner on at first? He's walked twice in this game, folks. Here's the pitch to Mick. And Mick drives that ball into 3rd base, and Matthews makes a great play, robs Mick of a base hit near the line, throws down to 1st, and Mick's out of there. Roger gets stranded at 1st. We go to the top of the 6th. Yankees holding on to a 1-run lead. Thomas, Adcock, and McMillan up. Frank's 1 for 1. He walked and singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Mick. Hey, Beatles. And Mick makes that catch look easy for out number 1. That'll bring up Joe Adcock now. And Joe's struggling. He's batting .095. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play, and we intentionally walked him the last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Boyer muffs that. That's going to be an E5. And Adcock's safe at first. Tying run down at first. Here's McMillan up now with 1 out. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. He grounded back to the pitcher his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Mick for out number 2. So now there's 2 outs. And they're going to pitch hit for Bob BUHL. They can't wait around here, folks. They got a runner on at first. See who's going to come off the bench here. Al Spangler grabs a bat. He's coming off the bench. So Bob sets down. He pitches through 5 innings, gives up 4 hits only, and 4 runs. The Yankees with the power coming through with only 4 hits and 4 runs. Al Spangler off the bench here with a runner at first and 2 outs. Spangler's 0 for 4 in this World Series. He was batted .330 in the regular season with 13 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the Mick. That'll be out number 3. And that'll end the inning, and the Braves leave 1 on. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 4-3 New York. We got a righty lefty and a righty due up. See who they're going to go to. I think Don Notebert's going to come out. He's been warming up. So Don will come out of the bullpen and face Scourin, Barra, and Howard. Try to keep us a 1-run game. I've been lucky. These have been some great games in this World Series. The last 3 have been awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do that. So Don comes in. This is his 2nd appearance. He's pitched 1 inning, hasn't given up a run. In the regular season, Don pitched in 33 games, started 11, had a 2.88 ERA. He was 9-5 with 2 saves. First batter he'll face is the Moose. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. He flew out the center his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Mac. He throws over to Joe for out number 1. Here comes Yogi up now with 1 out and nobody on. And Yogi's 1 for 2. He flew out the right field and singled his last time up. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Lee and another out. 2 up and 2 down. It's up to Elston Howard to keep this 6th inning going. Howard's 2 for 2 today. He's homered and singled. Here's the pitch to Elston. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Aaron comes in, can't make the catch, takes it on the short hop, fires it in. And Howard's on base for the 3rd time today. And that'll bring up Mr. Boyer. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out the left and grounded out the 3rd. Can he go on base here with 2 outs, folks? And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Matthews will go the short way over to 2nd. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees leave 1 on. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still a 4-3 game. And Texas still on the mound here. What do we got? We got a lefty, righty, lefty. That's going to be it for Tex. They're going to bring Daly in. Daly will probably only pitch this 1 inning. and he'll be lifted for a pitch hitter. But they're going to bring him in to face these two lefties. See if he can get through this. He didn't do well in game number 5. That's for sure. But Daly will be leading off the bottom of the 7th. Let's see if he can get through these lefties here. This is Daly's 3rd game of the World Series. He's pitched 2 innings. He's given up 3 runs. His ERA is 9 in the regular season. Bud pitched in 20 games, started 17 of them, had a 4 ERA. He was 9-3, 1 complete game and 1 save. Like I say, I believe it was game number 5. He got shellacked for those 3 runs. Yep. So let's see if he can do better here today. He'll have May, Bolin, and Matthews. Lee is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He did ground out the second his last time up. And that's going to be another base on balls. Here we go. We bring him in to face the lefties, and he gives up a walk. Here comes Frank Bolin. He's 1 for 3 with a home run today. He's popped up and grounded out the short his other times up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down here. That brings up Eddie Matthews, having a hell of a series. He's 1 for 3 today. He singled, struck out, and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And that's probably going to be it for Bud Daly as Hank Aaron comes up. And let's see who the Yankees are going to bring in. I think they're going to bring in Jim Coates. Coates is going to come in, try to get these 2 outs, and they'll pitch hit for him. So Daly doesn't get the job done. Both lefties get on base. The only batter he got out was the righty. Yeah, been busy today is right. So Jim Coates is going to come in, try to get the 2 outs here and keep this a 1-run lead for the Yanks. You got Henry Aaron up now with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out. Can they get a double play ground ball out of Hank? He grounded into a double play his first time up and struck out his next 2 times up. Here's the pitch to Hank. Oh, this is Jim Coates' 2nd game of the World Series. He's pitched 2 innings and given up a walk in the regular season. He pitched in 36 games, 11 starts, had a 3.31 ERA. He was 7-6. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Yogi and left. And that's not going to be deep enough to get the runners over. So that's 2 outs. And that brings up Joe Torre now. 2 outs. Lee May at 2nd, Matthews at 1st. Joe's having a hell of a game. He's 2 for 3. He's came around the score, and he's stolen a base. They did strike him out his last time up, though. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Mick. And the bullpen does their job. It wasn't pretty, but nobody scores. And Braves leave too. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Excuse me while I take a drink. Don Notebook still on the mound. We're going to have a pitch hitter for Jim. Then the top of the order in Quebec, Richardson and Quebec. See who's going to come off the bench here for the Yanks. I think it's going to be Hector Lopez is going to come off the bench. Try to get something started here in the 7th and give the Yankees some insurance here. Lopez is 0 for 1 in the World Series. He did come around the score when he ran for Blanchard. He batted .214 in the regular season with 13 home runs. Here's the pitch to Hector. And that's going to be a Swing and a miss, strike three. Lopez is out of there on strikes for out number one here in the seventh. Back to the top of the order we go. And we got Bobby Richardson up. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the first, popped up the second and short. And that's going to be a ground ball down to his counterpart, Frank Bolin, at second. And that'll be out number two. It's up to Quebec to get on here for the big boys. Tony's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the third and short, and he's popped up to the catcher. And he squares this one up, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap. That's a double. Quebec standing down at second with a 2-out double, and that brings up Roger Maris. Can Roger give the Yankees an extra run here? He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He's popped up the third and grounded out the third. And no, he can't. That's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a line drive right at second. Frank Bolin makes a nice play, folks. Robs Maris of a hit. And that's it for the Yankees. They strand Quebec down at second. We go to the top of the eighth. It's still a 4-3 ball game. And they're going to bring Luis in to try to nail this game down, and get a 2-inning save here. So Luis comes out of the bullpen. He'll be facing Thomas, Adcock, and McMillan. This is Luis's third appearance in the World Series. He's got a 4.5 ERA. He's 1-0. He's pitched 2 innings. He's walked 2 and given up 1 run. In the regular season, he came in 61 games, had a 2.8 ERA. He was 5-4 with 43 saves. Can he get his first save here in the World Series? Frank Thomas is 1 for 2 with a walk. And he flew out the center his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. That's the way to start the eighth inning for Luis. Here comes Joe Adcock up. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out, was intentionally walked, and reached on an error on Boyer. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Yogi's got room out there. Makes the catch for out number 2. And the next batter up is Roy McMillan. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's grounded out to the pitcher and flew out the Mick. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Roger. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the bottom of the eighth. We got Mick, Scourin, and Bearer due up. Noteberg is due to lead off the bottom of the eighth. I don't know if they're going to keep him in the game or not here, though. They might even think about doing a double switch here. With Luis on the mound. Got the lefty on the mound. The cat would probably come out the bat. So that's what they're going to do. The cat's going to come in the game. And he's going to play short. Mac's going to come out of the game. And they're going to bring in McMahon. They can't afford to let the Yankees score here. And it's the heart of the lineup. It's no use waiting for Don to come in the ninth if they blow it here in the eighth. So they got to play aggressive here. They got to make big moves. So Don's going to come in the game for Don Noteberg. And the cat's going to come in and play short. So Don will come in. He'll bat in the eighth spot. And the cat will come in. Felix, he'll bat in the ninth spot and play shortstop. And like I say, Don's going to be facing Mantle, Scouring, and Barra. Mick is 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. He scored twice on those walks. And Mick finally get a hit here in the World Series. He is 0 for 12, folks. But check this crazy stat out. His on-base percentage is .520. And he scored 4 runs in this World Series without ever getting a hit. Here's the pitch to Mick. And he's not going to get a hit. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down here in the 8th. Here comes the Moose. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. He's flown out the center and grounded out the short his other 2 times up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center again. 2 up and 2 down. So it's up to Yogi to get something going here in the 8th. Can Yogi give the Yankees an extra run? They sure would like it. He's 1 for 3. He flew out the right field his other 2 times up. And he's going to pop this one straight up the chute. And Torres takes the mask off, waits for it to come down. The Yankees go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 1-run game. You got Felix Montelia due up May and Bolin to face Luis. The Cat is 0 for 3 in this World Series. He batted a .190 in the regular season with 14 RBIs. Here's the pitch to the Cat. And that's going to be a base on balls. You're walking the Cat. Unbelievable. Here we go, folks. That brings up Lee May. He is 0 for 1 with 3 walks on his own. He grounded out the second his other time up. And that is going to be that Cat's taking off for second, folks. Here's the throw from Howard. The Braves are playing aggressive. And a tag applied by Quebec, and he's out of there, folks. They just ran themselves out of this ball game, maybe. I could see that in a way, trying to get in scoring position, but you got to make it. You cannot get thrown out. So now there's 1 ball and no strikes on Lee May with 1 out here in the 9th. Here's the 1-0 pitch to May. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Rogers got it. The Braves are down to their last out. Frank Bolin has homered in this game, folks. He's 1 for 4 with a 2-run shot. Can he swing this bat and tie it up, or at the very least get on and bring the big boys up? Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a slow roller down to Bobby Richardson. He pumps once, twice, fires over 3 times a lady. And the Yankees are your World Series champs. They win this game 4-3. I'll be damned. This was a great World Series. Great World Series. I'll tell you. I don't know if anybody wants to join me here for the post game, but I'll put the link in the chat here. What a hell of a World Series. Awesome. Let's take a look at this final box score, and then we'll look at some of the stats in this World Series. Your MVP, I guarantee you, even before looking at the stats, is going to be Elston Howard. What a World Series. The Braves out hit the Yankees, folks, in this game. The Braves 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Yankees 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Yankees power machine is what did in the Braves. The Braves were only 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Frank Bolin with the big home run. The Braves left 8 men on base. Matthews had a hell of a game. He tried his best. He was 2 for 4. Joe Torre came on, did a hell of a job, 2 for 4. Joe Torre's had a hell of a World Series. I know his stats don't look great, but he hit the ball hard every damn time up. I know Scouring robbed him of a base hit. Mick robbed him of at least 2. And I know Matthews robbed him of 2 or 3. Oh, and Quebec robbed him with 2 in 1 game. Like I say, he hit the ball good. take a look at the Yankees here. Mickey Mantle never got a hit in this World Series, folks. Never got a hit. 0 for 12 or 13. We'll look it up. And the Yankees win the World Series. You tell me Mickey Mantle won't get a hit? And I know Mick was hurting at the end of the year. I don't know if that affected him, but the Braves just wouldn't pitch to him. He walked 12 times, I believe. We'll check that out. But look at Elston Howard. 3 for 3 today. 2 RBIs. Awesome. Batted .409 in the World Series, folks. .409. Definitely your MVP. The Yankees were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They only left 5 men on base. The Braves pitching did their job except for the home runs. The home runs killed Bob BUHL in Game 5 just like they did in Game 3. BUHL goes 5 innings, picks up the loss. Only 4 hits, but 4 runs. 4 runs on 4 hits. Walked 3, struck out 2, and gave up the 2 home runs to Skowron and Howard. Don comes in. Notebert pitches 2 innings, gives up 2 hits, and strikes out 1. McMahon comes in, shuts the door in the 8th, strikes out 1, but the Braves couldn't score. Bill Stafford, little shaky, pitches 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 3, and gave up a home run. Rigged. You can come on here, Beatles. I'll put the link in the chat there. Feel free to join. I see Aaron's in there. There's Aaron. What's going on, guy? You got your mic on, Aaron? And Tex comes in and gets the win, pitches 2 innings, struck out 2. And then Daly and Cokes comes in. Daly pitches a third of an inning, walked 1, gave up a hit and struck out 1. Coach comes in, pitches 2/3 of an inning, shuts them down. And Luis comes in and gets a 2-inning save, walked 1 and struck out 1. Hell of a game. Let's take a look at the stats here in this
back.
World Series.
Sorry, my dad came home with my McDonald's I ordered.
Oh, you haven't ate yet?
I just got dinner. I'm gonna kind of eat sparingly because it's cold as heck. It's snowing out here right now.
Yeah, we got a layer of snow on the ground here too. Probably be a
Then,
mess in the morning.
oh gosh, there's salt in our roads right now
Yeah.
out here, from what Dad just told me.
Let's take a
Oh,
look here at this will be the team batting. See how the teams compared. The Braves actually had a better batting average, batted .231. The Yankees only .219, but 14 home runs compared to 6. They just outpowered them. The Yankees scored 29 runs, the Braves 21. The
wow.
Braves didn't hit more doubles. They hit 8 doubles, the Yankees 3. But when you hit 14 home runs, and the Braves had 3 stolen bases, got caught once. That was a big caught stealing. Old Felix took off and got thrown out in the 9th inning. And
Cat
the
couldn't run
Braves
out the.
struck
What
out
was it?
33 times and walked 19.
Cat
The
couldn't run out
Yankees
the
struck
outrun
out
the moose.
25 times and walked 21.
The cat couldn't outrun the moose, I guess,
Yeah.
if you
Howard
want to put
threw
it
him
that way.
out. Yeah. The rest are just righty lefty splits. Take a look at the overall team pitching. The Braves with a 4.58 ERA. The Yankees a 3.33. Yankees had 2 complete games, 2 saves. The Braves had 1. Yankees gave up 46 hits. Braves 44. Like I say, it was just the big bombs that's killed them. Take a look now at the individual batting.
I think the Yankees had guns instead of bats.
Oh, like cannons, wasn't it, going off?
Cannons instead of bats. There you go.
Yeah, crazy. Eddie Matthews, look at that. Batted 500. He did his best to win that series. Hank Aaron batted 364. Elston Harrod 409. A triple. I forgot about that triple. He had that RBI triple, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. He did get caught stealing that time. It was a fucking bonehead play. Walked once and struck out twice. Mickey Mantle, 0 for 13. 0 for
That's
13. He walked 12 times. On base percentage of 500. Freaking
wow.
crazy. Did not
Nobody
let
wanted to
that
pitch
man
to
hit.
him.
What's that, Aaron?
Nobody wanted to pitch to him.
Oh, I know. I don't. I only intentionally walked him, I think, once or twice. I don't think I intentionally here. Let's click
I
on
know
it.
you did it once.
Yeah. Does it have the playoffs in here? No, it doesn't. Damn. Here's postseason. Here we go. There's postseason. I intentionally walked him 3 times. I thought it was twice.
Oh,
Yeah. So 3 out of the 12 is intentional. They walked him 9 other times. I mean, that was my plan going into the game. I can't believe the cards and dice was that obsessed with doing it, but my plan was to make Moose win the game, but Moose really didn't. It fell the whole way to Howard, and Howard's the one that really came through because the Moose didn't have a very good World Series. He only batted a $192, but he did have 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. I mean, he had more RBIs than Howard. So when he hit the ball, he hit it hard. He hit it far. Joe Adcock, the best thing I did for the Braves was moving him down to the 7 hole. 087. Terrible World Series. Terrible. That was awful. Him and Frank Thomas. Frank only batted a $182. If those two would have hit a little bit, the Braves probably win the World Series.
They would have had a
I
better
mean,
shot
Matthews
at
and
it.
Aaron just tore up the place. They had
And
4 home runs. Matthews had 3 of the 4.
had Aaron not made those 2 boneheaded base
Oh yeah, I
gaffes,
forgot about them bonehead
yeah,
freaking being picked off seconds. You're right. That
twice.
was twice in the same freaking game. Hit the
Yeah.
doubles. Well, no, he hit a single, stole second, then got picked off trying to take off for third. Then he
Third
hit a double that scored a run and got picked off the
got
next
picked off
back.
trying to stretch it, trying to
Crazy.
steal third on a pick off a second time.
Yeah. Like I say, I
That's
understood him
crazy.
being aggressive, trying to get down in the scoring position. I wasn't completely mad at the cat getting thrown out. It made sense, but you got to make it. You got to make it. If you're going to take off,
You have, yeah,
you
you
can't
got to
be
make
caught.
it.
Yeah. Stealing the base ain't bad, but you got to know I'm going to make it. If not, you stay playing it.
Yeah, I was just looking at the weather here in Frankfurt. We're in the teens right now, and it's snowing.
Oh, Big Clue says this better be the last 61 Yankee players in the World Series talking about NB and his Red and Bolt Nation. I agree with you. No, I agree with you, Big Clue.
Wonder when that's gonna
Grabbing
start.
your ankles. That's pretty good, Big Cliff. Like I say, you guys are more than welcome to join. I'll put the link in the chat again.
I wonder when that's gonna start up. The Field of
Well,
Dreams.
Steve's on vacation. He went out to Disneyland in California with his
Well, that's
grandchildren.
son of a you know what?
Yeah, he
Where
went
it's
and seen Mickey.
beautiful
He
this
just
time of
wasn't
year, I'm
seeing
sure.
Mantle. Let's take a look
It's
at the individual pitching. Bob Buhl, he got lit up. He got lit up in 8 innings. He gave up 8 runs in 8 innings. Yeah. Let's see here. Lou didn't pitch bad. He did a hell of a job. I thought Lou would win both of his games. He did win one. Oh, thank you, Big Clue. I appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Big Clue says
Man.
in less than 2 weeks.
Oh, cool. Because like you
Yep.
said, Steve's on vacation in
Yeah.
Disneyland, probably getting some.
Beatles, you going to come on here and aggravate me, or are you just going to keep texting? Beatles keeps saying I rigged it. Wasn't rigged. If it was rigged,
It
it
was
would have went 4 games.
no, that no Beatles.
Yeah,
That wasn't a rig. That was not rigged. That was
yeah.
legit controlled.
It was a great World Series. Those last 4 games, they were awesome.
You finished
Awesome
the
game.
whole the red like you started it. What was it yesterday? Or was it Saturday? When no, you started yesterday, I think, and finished the whole thing today.
I'm going to need some of my monitors to help control this chat. It's getting out of control with Mr. Beatles here.
Oh, you need some mods, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a
I
good
need
modder, but
I need the
I
goons to
try.
come in and take out the trash here, man.
Oh, dude.
He won't even get on here and try to aggravate me. What the hell? He's aggravating me in the chat.
No, man. I was gonna, like I said in the chat as the game ended, I said this happened in IRL and it happened in the replay too. So, I mean, the Yankees winning the World Series.
I wonder if I can put more people up than 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. I'd like to see more than 6 pitchers up there. Let's see here. Let's go to reports here. Library options. Ratings, special events, log, interface, ballpark. Where would that be, darn it? Them fighting words, Beto says. Them fighting words.
Them fighting words.
Them fighting words. Let's see here. Reports. Is there an option here?
You know, Dwayne, I noticed something about you. You sound like I know you're from Maryland and you live there, but you sound
There's
like you're from
Beatles.
Georgia. You sound like you're from Georgia.
Yeah, I'm south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Dude,
That's as far south as I get.
This is so rigged.
So rigged. If it was
How's
rigged,
it
I'd have had to
rigged?
go 4 games so I could start
See,
something
no, but
else.
that's what you do. So how you draw in a mark is you make the game go longer, right? So yeah, well,
See, there
6
you go.
games.
Thank you for
See?
saying that.
No,
There
man,
you
that's what I'm
go.
telling you. What?
Prove my point 100 times.
No, you drew
Corrupt people
everybody
think
in and like
everybody else is corrupt. Just because
no, you are corrupt,
I
dude.
would never
Because you know
call
what?
somebody a mark.
The most
That's what you
the
think
most honest
everybody's
person
corrupt
in our
because you're
community.
corrupt.
No, dude, because
No.
the most honest person in our community, who by the way is not Big Clue, but is Bernie, is Bernie. Bernie said we never saw the dice roll. So, Dwayne, yeah, I mean, come on, these Spankies, these New York Spankies had some unlikely comebacks this entire season, dude. It's rigged. Admit it, because you stole the 1904 Pittsburgh Pirates from me. So.
No. If it was rigged, I was rigging it for the Braves coming back in this.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Dude, come on.
Down 3-1. 3-0, and they force a game 6.
No, you were just trying to increase the betting action. I know you were, man.
Nah,
It's
only
you know,
dishonest people
No,
think like you do.
Beatles, I've been watching
because I'm
him.
dishonest. So I
Beatles,
own it, man.
Beatles, I've been watching him all day long, and this has been
Oh,
from game
Aaron.
2 all the way up. Yes,
Aaron, like I'm gonna trust you, okay? Because you're
Oh
like
my God.
you jump from Randy Savage to Hulk Hogan to Harry Carey to Harry Like, I mean, which one of the 1,000 of you trusted him? Yeah.
um,
See,
that's a
you know,
good
you never.
question,
I
brother.
know. Yeah. See,
Hey,
there
on a
you go.
serious note, do you know how I can bring up more players in this?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
See,
Like
when
in
I
the
go to the
reports?
when I go to pitching stats
Mm-hmm.
for the postseason, it's only bringing up 6 pitchers.
That's strange.
Yeah.
There should be? I
You're
gotta
right,
make
and I
the.
can't figure it out. I know there's a way to for me to increase it to as many as I want. Maybe I
Yeah.
can in the postseason. Maybe they got something, but
Yeah, but that. I mean, because you should be able to go
if
back and
that's
look
the
at your.
that's the one to
Maybe
show
it's
me the
stuff to being
columns.
6 or something.
Yeah.
See, Clue's laughing. He knows of that which I speak.
Yeah.
He
But
knows.
there should be a way that I can increase that to more than 6 because
Yeah, I thought there
obviously there
would.
was more than 6 pitchers pitched.
Yeah, it was a good World Series. I didn't expect it to go
Oh,
6
it,
games.
it
I
blew
didn't.
me away, Beatles, how good those games was. Even
Oh,
when
yeah.
they were slugfest, just like this last one, they were still competitive.
Oh yeah, they were good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't like the
And I
Yankees
like to say,
steamrolled them.
I was getting ready to start walking Matthews and Aaron with the bases fucking empty. I mean,
Right.
they was just tearing it up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't pitching around them because they was coming up with bases empty or a runner on first, and I wasn't trying to walk a runner down the second and put him in scoring position. They was just delivering. But I was getting ready to say, "Fuck it, I was going to do a Barry Bonds. I'll walk him with the bases loaded and score
right.
1 run."
Yeah. Well,
I
Walk
just
them
can't
with the
believe
bases
Mick
loaded.
going 0 for 12.
congratulations on a double season replay, man. That's
Oh, it was a
lot of work.
blast, Beatles.
So besides the World Series project, what's next?
I'm going to do the 85 racing, and then I'm going to reorder the 78 season. I got the 78 season, but that was back when they didn't card everybody.
Oh, for APBA, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to reorder the 78 season. I don't know how long that'll take to get in.
Right.
I'll do the 78 because I was down in the looking, and like to say, I got the 78 season. I thought it did, but it's only 20. I think only 20 players. I think that's what it was back in the day. And they only gave you 20. They didn't even give you a full roster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Dwayne, do you remember that little mini series you and I started with the Reds and the 90 Reds and the 83 Braves?
Yeah, that was a good thing. Here's Big
I keep
Clue.
bringing it up a lot. We
Yeah,
just
we can finish
started that.
Yep.
Is the Clue coming
Never
on
really
here?
finished.
Big Clue's in the house.
Just don't forget baseball, man. Don't forget the baseball.
Oh, like I say,
I love racing, but don't forget baseball.
Well, you're going to see me balls to the wall with that 04, 05, 06. That's going to be the spearhead now. Not that I'm going to go. I ain't going to go crazy like I did today. I was off today, and those games was just so good. Because truthfully, I thought the Braves was going to win probably in 5. I mean, the Yankees was going to win in 5.
Yeah.
And when it kept going, I'm like, screw it. I'm playing the next game. I ain't waiting till tomorrow.
It's still rigged, though.
Yeah.
It's still rigged.
Now, if it would have went 7, I'd have played
You played 5 games in one day. That's impressive.
Let's be honest, Beatles. It's refreshing, unlike modern baseball, to see the best team in baseball win it all.
I agree. Yeah, I do. Rigged though it was, but yeah, I do agree. I agree.
My hat's off. The Braves got an extra 1 game further than the Reds did against the 61 Yanks. So.
Yeah, and it was against Whitey. Whitey got out pitched by Warren Spahn.
Great series.
Well, Warren Spahn's a better pitcher, though.
Oh, like I say,
I mean, we had a big Whitey Ford discussion on Discord.
Oh, I know. MV, was the first question MV ever asked me about this replay. Wasn't about Mick or Maris and the home run chase. It was, how's Whitey Ford doing? What's his whip?
Wow.
Yeah.
And this year, Whitey's only drawback in this year is he did tend to walk a lot of people for me in certain games. When he didn't pitch well, it wasn't hits, it was walks. Yeah. Well, like I say, the game I took him out when he was pitching a no-hitter, he walked himself into a run that game, and it was tied up 1 apiece, so I pitched hit for him in the 7th inning, and I realized at the end of the game he was pitching a no-hitter when I pitched hit for him.
Oh, wow.
And he gave up a run. It wasn't Yeah. And I thought he was pitching a terrible game because every inning he had a runner on second or third and had to pitch around it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
you did a fantastic job, and I mean to do this with two teams, that's
Oh, I
and
appreciate it, but
wow.
it wasn't hard. I was just enjoying it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing when you love something that it doesn't it doesn't feel like there was never once when I'm like, let's go up and roll games. I got to get this shit going. It was
yeah,
always like, let's go, man.
Let's
yeah.
go.
But it's
See,
like
most of
Yeah.
the
any
time it was like, shit,
yeah.
I don't want to play 5 games today. I'll watch other people do stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I could have easily done that.
Oh yeah, of course you could, but you got it done, and it's great, and I just think you did, just such a superb job because
'Cause I
doing
was
a season replay, I don't care if it's digital or cards and dice, it is a commitment, and you're
oh,
doing it. You're tracking two teams now, and everything going on in transactions and things like that. And hats off to you, man. Seriously,
I see what's going on, Beatles.
what's that?
Now, I didn't read this up there. Postseason combined innings pitched, they had to pitch at least 6 innings to be on here.
Oh, okay. You can't change that. Can
Oh,
I
you
can't
change?
change that. That's
Oh, you
built
can't.
in.
Okay, you
Yeah.
should change that then.
Yeah. Yep. At least I don't think I can. I
I'm
don't
kind
see
of
nowhere on
curious
here I can click.
what he's going to do for version 12 because version 11
Yep.
was like the big watershed thing. I wonder, what I'd love to see him do since he included Status Pro Baseball. So I'd like to see him find some more of these baseball games that aren't around anymore and kind of
Correct.
put them in. So
I
like,
think his biggest thing he's probably going to announce, Beatles,
mhm,
is everybody that actually plays Digital Diamond
mhm.
wants it to be randomized. They don't want to know if it's a high number, it's an out. If it's a low number, it's a single.
Yeah, yeah,
Me personally, I like that in a way. I know some don't. I like an APBA when I roll a 66. I know it's going to be a double or home run.
yeah, yeah,
I know when I roll a 12, it's going to be a ground ball, probably down the second. If I roll a 13, it's probably going to be a walk or a strikeout, depending on the batter. I kind of like that
it'd be
because to me,
interesting
it's
to
like the
do.
crack of the bat or the ball hitting the back of the mitt.
I think with this game, it'd be interesting to do a like a Shanks type league with it or something sometime because its own baseball engine is really good
Oh,
too.
well, let's go back and look. I mean,
It
they did a
really
great
is.
job. I mean,
Yeah.
the only 2 teams that they didn't do anything with was the Yankees and the Braves, and the rest is either 18 games
Hmm.
or 22 games.
Yeah.
I mean, let's take a look at the Tigers. I mean, they finished second. They finished 1 game better than what they actually did.
Yeah. It's a damn good baseball sim. It really
Yeah, it
is.
is. I was very impressed with it.
Big Clue, you
Again,
have
Okay.
it's
this game,
one
don't you?
season, but
I'm
Big
sorry.
Clue, you have Digital Diamond, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought
do
it
you
for the
play
first.
it as
I got
Digital
it for the
Diamond?
first time this past year, thanks to you. So
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's. I mean, it's so good. And I'm just happy because when I get back into more cards and dice, I'll be able to play Status Pro now. It's like, yeah, I can play Status Pro again because I always loved that game.
yeah,
Always loved. What I'd like
Is
to
that-
see him do, Dwayne, is because the only real digital version of the old Sports Illustrated baseball out there is Dombrov baseball. And while I mean Richard did an okay job on, he did a good job on it in some ways, but I think it would be really fun to have it redone in this one. Because he's going to keep the game updated. Richard hasn't updated this game in ages. Dombrov, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that, but this has, I don't know. I would just like to see him look at some of these older baseball games now. Since he's done it with Status Pro, why not do it with some more that aren't being produced anymore? I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
They're
it'd be
good, they're
cool.
good games using this
Yep.
engine.
yeah. I have a suggestion for Digital Diamond, and that's because of watching your broadcast here, Dwayne. I had noticed this the few times I played it, where it's right in front of me on my screen, but watching a broadcast and seeing the screen, it is damn difficult to tell the score at a glance because the line score it's got that white background and a light colored font, and that makes it very difficult to read.
Yeah, it
I have
does.
to
bring up
squint and pull the
we'll do an
screen close to
exhibition
my
game and
eyes.
show what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
he
not
had
to my
like white
knowledge, you can't
lettering on a
change
black
that.
background or something like that, it'd be way better.
Yeah, I mean, because Action PC is so easy to look at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
I've
got
never
to
thought
fix
of it before, because when I'm playing, I know what the score is intuitively because I'm playing the
Right.
game. But just
Right.
like I pop in and catch the score with you at a glance, it's been tough to see on the screen.
It is.
Yeah.
I have to kind of like really lean in and like, what's the score, whatever. But yeah, I mean, but it's such a good
Yeah, it
baseball game.
is.
And you know what, Dwayne, you helped so many people in the community with that font problem. He just needs to fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fix it. You
It's
shouldn't
a
have to
small
go in.
quality of life thing. That's all.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely, because it's excellent. And you know, again, I've got to send him some better music because you know, come on, ouch. But it is, it's a hell of a baseball engine.
Yeah, I
Really
mean,
is.
if he made that background darker color,
It needs to be.
yeah, instead of being white.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
It's
or
like
you know what, or
playing
make
part of the
it so
national
you can
anthem,
just
for
that
crying out
it's
loud.
you know, that it's customizable, right? If you know, some
Even
people
if he
might
would
like
just
that.
make that bold, the
Yes.
team's bold and runs and hits and errors bold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
My
that
only other
might
thing,
help.
and again, it's just because I guess because I'm an artist, I can't stand the halos around the players.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, see, I don't look at it because I got the cards.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like because when I'm messing around with it here, I'm like, God, these look like really bad Orthodox icons, like really bad.
Oh, darn.
I'm still laughing at your Newman quote from this afternoon.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
We were arguing about baseball, like
History.
what the
Yeah.
history, like why baseball needs to kind of go back to 1970s when it was baseball was amazing, right? And so Saint John Henry Newman used to be an Anglican, and he started studying the early church fathers and stuff, and he famously said, to be deep into history is to cease being Protestant. And so I just quoted that, and I said, look, and he ended up being a saint. My point being is that baseball needs to look at its history, not making all these crazy rule changes. Find out, like, and everybody knows I'm a big dead ball guy, but man, just look at what made 1970s baseball great. Go back to that model. Go back to that. You didn't have to outlaw the shift or any
Well,
of that stuff. So,
you know how you do that, Beatles? And that is owners getting together and paying a guy that bats 270 and steals 50-something bases as much as a guy that hits 220 and hits 40 home runs.
I know. Well, but that's the
issue.
thing. They
do
think
that,
yeah.
no kid in America is going to try to grow up and be a 270 and a 50 stolen base person.
Yeah,
when they're going to take a pay cut for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chicks dig the long ball, remember?
Yep. And that's exactly what changed baseball is the pay. When launch angles and all that bullshit and these guys started all being Dave Kingman, it's just fucking irritating.
Yeah. Hey, Buckshot's here. Mr. Buckshot.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to join us, the link's in the chat there. I'll put it back in there because somebody was spelling out a nasty word in there.
That would be yours truly.
That was funny. I used to do that in my racing game with Chevy fans. Ford would win the race, and I'd put F first, O on, R race, and then D for day. Buckshot, your mic's not hooked up, bud. Yeah, just to piss them off. First on race day, bitches.
Nice.
I used to love watching auto racing. I think the last time I actually sat and watched a full-on auto race was the Indy 500 last May.
Was it?
But
I still enjoy it. I mean, it's not as great, but I still enjoy it.
I'll
watch almost anything that has a motor and goes from point A to point B. I just like people racing, trying to see who's the fastest.
Who's the fastest?
I mean, so in Europe, the big thing is like Formula One and Grand Prix and all that. And it was always so much fun to these guys are like just flying through the cities. It's just crazy.
They had an IndyCar race down in Baltimore for a couple years.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years they raced in the Inner Harbor down there, Beatles.
Yeah,
It was
under the
Indy
Inner
cars.
Harbor. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. That is cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because you would hear like, they'd be like, going through the streets of Rotterdam, and of course, those, the engines are echoing off the buildings and stuff. It was insane.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, I get
I don't
up
know
at
how they drive
4 or
those
5
things so
o'clock in the morning
fast. I mean, that's
sometimes
just
and watch
insane.
Formula One.
Yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff.
I mean,
Formula One is one that
F1.
definitely would get up early to watch.
Hey, Buckshot.
How y'all doing?
There he is.
I
used
didn't want to
hate
interrupt. So.
Formula One. I watched it, but I used to hate it. When they came up with that drag reduction system, and at least you can pass now. It used to be whoever won the pole, if he didn't blow up, won the race.
Yeah.
Now it's whoever's name is Max gets the pole and wins the race. But he is a hell of a driver. I do like him.
You made a good point the other day. If they tried to make a Formula One card game or whatever, board game, it's once they get going and they get into their positions, it's pretty much you're just waiting to see if an engine blows or somebody
The
screws
middle
up
of
in
the
a
pack
pit.
has a lot of changing from maybe like 6th on back, but the top 6 don't change much at all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a hard game to play, in my opinion. In order to keep your interest, it wouldn't be realistic.
Unless they put weapons on the vehicles, then it'd be fun.
That would be cool. Now I wanted somebody. You're talking about weapons and vehicles. I wanted somebody to do a Speed Racer version of Red, White, and Blue. I thought that'd be cool as shit.
I'd play that.
Have
That'd
a
be
special
fun.
effects where Speed could freaking jump and Racer X could cheat and help him win like he did almost every race. That would be cool as shit.
Damn.
But great job today, Dwayne. Wow.
Oh, thank you, Beatles. It was a
Great
blast.
stuff.
Dwayne, I have to admit, this is my of all the ones I've seen over the years, this is by far my favorite cards and dice full season replay I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, you did.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, I'm sorry I caught it so late towards the end.
Well, I appreciated what Bernie said yesterday, Beatles. I was talking about when me and you that one day was talking about the 78 season. I said, I don't know what teams I'm going to do in the National League. I don't think anybody will want to watch the 78 Braves. And you said, oh, they'll watch it. And Bernie says, Dwayne, I don't like the Braves and the Yankees in 61. I don't really watch it for that. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You bring so much personality to it and everything. I'm not a fan of either of these teams either.
Yeah,
I like the Braves. I like the Braves marginally better, which isn't saying much. So, but man, I've been catching as many of these as I can through the whole season. But the fact that you did this with 2 teams, you did two season replays, not just one, and that's because a lot of times with long projects, even when you love what you're doing, it's when you get in the middle, right?
Correct.
And it's like, ugh. And especially with something like this, right? So because this is so niche and everything like that, and everybody, I mean, there was never any doubt about the Yankees. I think it was the National League that was, because I was hanging in there to say, okay, look, are the Braves or the Reds going to actually
when
catch
the Giants
fire?
came and took over the lead by, I think the biggest lead the Giants had was a game and a half for like 2 days. I figured they'd just walk away. I didn't think they'd run away, but I thought they'd walk away from the Braves.
Yeah.
I really did. At the beginning of the replay, when the Reds started to falter at the beginning of the season and got behind, I thought the Giants would win it. I'd have bet good money if I was a bet that the Giants was going to win it.
No, man,
I'll tell you another thing I need to ask Mark to do that would help with replays is not to have the transactions once you play the first game of the day.
Yeah.
Do all the transactions for every game, and that way I could play a 3-game series with one team and go back and play a 3-game series with the other team, and then go back and fast play all 3 days of the other game.
Yeah, I think it would be good
because that was what helped me today was not having to put the cards away, clean up everything, get another 2 teams out, play that game. It makes it so easy.
Oh yeah, I love this, and I was looking through the documentation of the game, and it even takes care of like for specific games when there's specific commands, like there's some in there for pocket pennant run and some for strat, APBA, what have you. He's really thought about everything, and that's why I want to see him incorporate more of these older games.
I would love for me to be able to put a 13 in for APBA and knows it's a strikeout.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to see what he does with it, and he's but I think
my only issue with it is like I say, and I can't figure it out, and maybe it's me, but when you have base runners on and there's an error and the runner advances, or let me say it, attempts to advance more than one base and gets thrown out, for some reason the game will not let me have him make an out. It's assuming that since there was an error, there was no out made in that play.
Have you asked him about that?
Yeah, and I've never gotten where I can get it to work. He's telling me to do this. Now, the one time he literally told me the workaround, which is let the runner get to a base and then throw him out or whatever. And then what I do and then go back in, which is crazy in a way, because I could really care less about assist and put outs. And then you go into the box score, the extended box score, and you can edit the box score.
Okay.
And it'll edit the stats. And like I say, I do it because I'm a nut and I want them to be right. But deep down, I don't go in and check and see if Hank Aaron had 53 assists and how did that compare in the replay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't check that, but that's there. I can't figure out how to get a runner thrown out on an error.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't. Enjoy's got nuts. I'm sorry.
Right.
Nice.
Carlos, I agree with you. This is out of 30 Major League Baseball teams. I rank the Yankees as 30. Yeah, same here. Same here, man.
He needs to get to know the 19th century teams that are defunct so he can rank the Yankees even lower. So
I mean, they have, you know what, they have great players. There's no denying, but I can't stand the Yankees. I just can't stand them.
They've won enough for a whole other century, as far as
that's how I feel about the Dodgers and the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, so I thought the Dodgers were cool when they were. Well, I wasn't around; none of us were. But when they were in Brooklyn, I mean, the Brooklyn Dodgers. I really like the Brooklyn Dodgers. L.A. Dodgers, nope, I hate them.
Well, being a big Yankee fan in the '70s, and Tommy was sort of going out there. I always thought he was a crybaby. I thought Billy Martin was cool and tough.
Yeah,
and he went out and argued with an umpire like he might slit his throat or beat him upside the head with a bat. Tommy looked like
Dwayne, holy man!
Please give me the call. Where Billy's like, you don't give me the call, I'll beat the snot out of you right now. Where Tommy looked
what was
like
that World's
crying.
What was that World Series game?
There you go. And Tommy,
what was that World Series game where it was? I think it was Bill Russell and somebody or whatever it was, and he like stood in the way.
That was Reggie Jackson with his little hip toss. Yeah,
Reggie Jackson.
Great play by Reggie. He stood still, and the ball came near him, and he tried to get out of the way. And when he tried to get out of the way, it hit him in the hip and went out into.
And then
what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? Tommy?
Yeah, and then Lasorda goes out there, and he's like yelling at the umpire, and he goes,
and he kept yelling,
like, Tommy, don't spit on me, all right?
He kept saying, where's he supposed to go, Tommy? And he started spitting on the umpire by accident, and he started getting on a big rant, and the umpire said, Tommy, stop spitting on me. And he'd have to think it would fuck him all up, and he's like, huh? And then he started ranting all over again. It was funny as hell after seeing it with the audio. Yeah.
I like that one, and the one, I think I've said this one too, where he went to take Doug Rao out of the I think it was game 4. He's like because you can hear the audio. It's like the way the audio is like on. I don't know how somebody
I can
got
get him
this,
out. He says, you haven't gotten a fucking lefty out all game. Give me the ball.
Yeah, you can hear the PA guy going.
Fucking arguing with him. He kept saying, I'm the fucking manager.
I heard
the ball. That's all. Every
I'm
other
the fucking
word was
manager.
Billy was.
I heard the PA guy going, number 9, third baseman, Greg Nuttles. They were in Dodger Stadium, obviously, because that like whenever there was a wait, the organist would sit there and play. But Tommy's out there going. He was every other word was fuck, and it was like
Yep.
he didn't. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Then
Damn
he
it.
went into the dugout.
You
He's
know,
arguing with
he's
him in the
like,
dugout, and I
and then
forget who his
he
bench
puts
coach
he
was.
lifted
And said,
Ralph.
Tommy, calm down. He says, I'm the fucking manager. Who is he? I'm the fucking man. I'll make the fucking decision.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
So when's
I thought they was going to get in a fight like him and Reggie.
He lifted.
Billy and Reggie.
When are you going to
He lifted Ralph for Roden, I think.
Just curious when you're going to resume the World Series project. I know you're just coming off a big baseball project. Want to jump into
probably
racing?
this week.
Cool, man.
See how it work goes.
He's not going to break up the broadcast schedule.
Yeah.
Dwayne's.
Well, I like the only right now for real. I know you tell me not to worry, but I try to make sure that you and Ken are available, whether you can get on and watch it. I don't want to do it in the afternoon when you're working, and I don't want to do it too late when Ken's not, because I figure I got a certain amount of years and your interest is going to start to dip. Not that you won't watch it, but right now I'm in your guys' wheelhouse, so I like to be on so you guys can see it.
Oh yeah, you'll be in my wheelhouse for like through the 70s. We start getting in like the 80s, then I'll be like, so yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do for real. Because like I say, to me that was more of a communal thing than it is a Dwayne March thing. The 61 season was a Dwayne March thing, and if you watched it, I loved it. And if you didn't, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, but
I do want people to watch that World Series because I think it'll be damn interesting to see players.
Oh yeah, and you know what? You never.
And like I say, I'm hoping almost every series goes 7 or 9 games just so I can play them more.
I hope so too. But I'll tell you what. The other compliment I've got to give you is. And I mean, you had surgeries this year and blah 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 and this and that. You know a lot of, but there was never this sense that in any of your broadcasts of this big project, your enthusiasm never waned. And I'm sure there were days that you came on and you just had a shit day and you did it because you love it. And people, come on, you had a lot of people follow us, and I've seen your subscriber count tick up and everything like that. Man, you did a great job.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I mean, truthfully, most of
the
time
it was a blast.
When I come home, that's what I want to do. So I don't think about work and shit.
It's therapeutic, right? Dwayne, don't you find it therapeutic?
Oh, exactly. Buckshot. Yep. It's relaxing. And I mean, the Yankees could lose 4 in a row and it don't piss me off.
Yeah.
It's like, and truthfully, what it does when they're on a losing streak, I don't want to stop until they at least win a game, and then I'm willing to stop. It's like they can win 10 and lose 10 in a row, and I'm happy when they win the 11th. And it's like, oh, okay.
Well, the baseball gods were smiling on you. That was a reward. This World Series for you hanging in there with this and everything, and the way it played out. It was, I mean, it sucks. I think it was Game 3 that I had to. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to catch the rest. Oh, I was so pissed off because I had to go run some errands. I couldn't get out of it. It's like,
so
shit.
I want to ask Beatles a quick question. You said how much you hate the Yankees. Don't you think it's both important and fun that sports has a team like that in it? It's important, and because it just makes that sport much more exciting. You not only
So Buckshot, I'm not a football fan, and I hate the Cowboys. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I know.
That's the same here with the Patriots. Damn good team. I love them being dominant just so I could root against them. I like a dominant team. I like a team that when you beat them, you accomplished something. I don't want everybody to be 81 and 81. I don't want every team in football to be 8 and 7. I want a team to come out there and be 13 and 0.
See, with me, I want every team in football to
bitches.
See, I want every team in football to move to Ulaanbaatar, but that's not going to happen. But no, I get what you mean. No, and the thing is, like, so the Cardinals don't get the shit that the Yankees do, right? So the Yankees have more world championships than any professional franchise. But the Cardinals, right? They have more championships in the National League, but yet it's the Yankees, man. It's the team you love to hate unless you're a Yankee fan. I mean, holy shit, even Mets fans hate Yankees fans. Same damn city. It's like, forget it. No,
I mean,
you're totally right. You have to have that. You have
now,
to.
You think though, if the Cardinals go on a 5-6 year tour and win the pennant the World Series 3 years and win 6, I think people would start hating them.
Yeah, but nobody's had a decade like the Yankees had in the 50s, right?
Nobody.
No other teams come close to something like that. Yeah.
No, I mean, the Yankees are they're dominant. But no, I totally agree, Buckshot. You do need that.
So
yeah, I mean, Carlos agrees.
I mean, the closest was the Braves choking in the playoffs.
Dwayne,
I know when I go to a game down here.
Seasons.
When I go to a game down here and we're playing like the Mets, I mean, and we're already outnumbered 3-1 when we go to our games. It just makes the game that much more exciting especially if the Marlins can pull it out.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be down here in Baltimore when the Yankees came to town in the 70s.
Right.
Now, the Orioles was a damn good team in the 70s, and the Yankees probably outdrawed them in Baltimore.
I saw that big time out in the Midwest between Cubs and Cardinals fans, depending on which side of the state line you lived on. Yeah. It was awesome. And of course, it's hilarious to people that don't have a dog in the fight. But my God, talk about generating buzz about your teams.
Was you the one telling me, Big Blue? I know Beatles don't follow it, but Ohio State and Michigan, that people won't even drive through the state.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
That's probably the biggest.
Ohio State and Michigan have had a rivalry for forever.
Oh, it is. I used to work for University of Michigan, so and they would go off on that, and they like, so you're going to go. I said, I don't like football. And they couldn't get there. Yeah, but if you did like football, who would you root for? I said, I don't know. I don't like football. I don't care. And you know what? And then I would tell them, look, I did my undergraduate work at Penn State, and then I would get shit from them. What, Penn State? Blah, blah, blah. I said, that's where I went to school. Leave me alone. I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah.
But it is, Dwayne. It is that they're people. I won't drive through fucking Michigan. Blah, blah, blah.
No, that's crazy. I mean, I get it as far as not liking them, but come on. You're not going to drive through a state?
My friend, it is virulent.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. It's
very
insane.
hostile. Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, it is. It's at the level of Red Sox Yankees. It really is. It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what it reminds me of, and I'm not messing because of NB, it reminds me of soccer, how rabid those damn fans are. That is batshit crazy.
It is batshit crazy.
They don't say I'll kill you. They actually mean they'll fight to the death.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, and that's all over Europe too. So I mean, when I was living in the Netherlands, so two of the big cities there, Rotterdam and Amsterdam, right? And there's a friend of mine, I lived in Rotterdam, and he would always wear the colors and the logo and that for what we would pronounce it Ajax, was Ajax is how you say it in Dutch. And he would wear that at all these pubs in Rotterdam. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Yes. I mean, people look at him like they wanted to kill him. It's like, because he was a supporter of Ajax, but he was in Rotterdam, and the cities are only 45 miles apart. Oh, you hate driving in Ohio, not because of sports. Idiots can't drive in that state. I think the worst drivers.
You're still sharing your screen.
I'm so gonna piss people off. I think the worst drivers in the United States are New Jersey
drivers.
Go
to the Discord to the announcements thread and show that.
Sure.
But Ohio, they can't drive. I used to live there. I used to live in Toledo. Ugh. Blah.
Yeah.
Which Discord do you want me to go to?
The McGreevy Discord under the announcements. Just put that up on the screen.
I've already seen it. If you're trying to aim it at me.
Oh no! This is for Beatles.
Oh, something else.
Yeah.
Is this the one from? Oh, yep. That's funny, Big Clue. That is excellent.
Season gone.
Yeah.
So somebody please tell me that the Pittsburgh Steelers are out of it this year, by the way. Are they?
They are.
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, they lost tonight.
Thank God.
Yeah, Bills won.
All right, good.
That's gonna make my girlfriend happy, I guess.
No, it's just the people I'm staying with are all Steelers fans, and I'm thinking, God, if they'd make it to the
I
Super
look
Bowl,
for Houston to beat.
doesn't matter. I'm still doing my
Baltimore.
all-day baseball thing. But
Please, yeah.
yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I would not be.
It might only
surprised
be
if
you and me,
Houston
Big
beat
Clue,
Baltimore.
and Ken Castro, but it's going to be a fun day
I'm so looking forward to Super Bowl Sunday because of that.
because of baseball. Yeah, exactly.
Baseball all day long.
Super Bowl, baseball all day long.
I don't know what time they start coverage of that game. It's like god awful early in the morning.
11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, probably.
Hell yeah.
Because they show like they show live like tailgate.
Now I
parties
will
and stuff.
admit, back in the 80s and 90s, I did like to watch when they would do highlights of the previous however many Super Bowls starting at like 9 o'clock in the morning on certain channels. I did like that.
See, to me, the only game worth watching on that day besides baseball is the Puppy Bowl. So,
oh yeah,
the Puppy
what
Bowl.
year is that? That's like 6 or 7 years old now, ain't it?
The commercials aren't even worth watching anymore these days.
Nah.
Yeah, that
They're
you're
not.
right about
They're
that.
not good.
The Budweiser commercials used to be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
The frogs.
But the Puppy Bowl,
was
I mean,
funny.
I worked in animal rehabilitation, and the money, the awareness it raises and everything. The Puppy Bowl is super, super cool. But I'm really stoked for Super Bowl Sunday because it's going to be just a baseball fest. And like I said, might only be 3 people in the chat or 2, but doesn't matter. There might be nobody can show up, and I'm still going to do it the whole damn day.
There you go.
I'm already. I mean, this is like I need an intervention.
When is the Super Bowl? I don't know if I work
sometime
that
isn't
weekend.
it's February something, isn't it?
Sometime in
Yeah.
February. The
It'll
playoffs
be,
are going on right
2,
now.
3, it'll be 4 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, so it's like because it's always like a week or 2
But
before
I
spring
think that's the
training
weekend
starts.
I work.
You're not allowed to work. Call off sick now.
Yeah, thank you. So
Yeah,
I work the 14th. So you're saying it's the
Here, I guess I'll Google it.
Oh, Beatles! You know what else is on? You know what else could be on
What's
as
that?
part of the broadcast? You could do some games from the Fields of Dreams League.
Oh,
we'll
definitely.
be well underway by then.
See, when is it this year? February.
Second
Sunday in February.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, I think I'm working.
So
Because I'm off the 21st, the 28th,
dude,
and off the 4th. Yeah. So
They
it's the
don't need
11th.
they don't need you, Dwayne. They've got bars. Those guys aren't.
Yeah,
going
I know.
anywhere, right?
Give the keys to trustees.
make
Yeah,
that
I think I
fucking
worked
captain
at
go in and
11.
work that day. What the hell?
What's that, Beatles?
Make that damn captain go in there and whatever.
Oh, the captains, they work every 4th.
Yeah.
Every 5th rather. They get 4 off and work 1. We're off 3 and work 1. They got an extra captain. We only have 4-man rotation. They got a 5-man rotation.
Yeah. Well, let's not get you off on work, man. But listen, it's going to be all day, so you're going to, come on, man. You do a game on here. I think it'd be really cool.
Work. I just can't chat because I can't log on, and I don't know if I'd want to, even if I could, but it won't let me sign up.
It'll
What
be.
time are you going to start it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking what time the coverage starts. Is when
Yeah,
I'll
it should
start.
be around 11 o'clock.
And then
It's
I'm
a Super Bowl.
Start.
It's going to start at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's I mean, that's what time I'm used to getting in. So, but I mean, it's probably about 11 in the morning, 11 in the morning to noon.
They usually start doing like because it's all like they do like little because like Dwayne was talking about. They show those old Super Bowl highlights of like many years past, like back in the 60s, where they just use like Kurt Gowdy's voice and like fighting music or something like that, and the little reel to reel highlights, whatever.
He says, bring a laptop into work and gather the inmates.
Yeah, I said I get in trouble for that. Yeah, I got laptops to work, but you can't bring your own in. That's for sure.
Yeah,
you can't even bring in a thumb drive.
Yeah,
a thumb drive grass is grass.
I'll catch you guys doing some games like from at work too, because FedEx has everything. So whatever. You can't even go to any site. Because I was looking at someone and I was like, oh, I want to pick up this, which I did, by the way. Today I bought a new game it's not a new game, a Downey game's called Cardboard Baseball. It looks really freaking cool. So I have to let you guys know. It was only $10. But anyhow, I was like the other night at work, I'm like, man, I want to buy this game. And FedEx blocks anything where you can like buy anything, which kind of sucks. So
Yeah,
but so
we
so
used
I'll
to be able
listen
to
to
do
you
that.
guys.
You could log on to certain websites and buy shit.
Yeah.
But again, they knew it. They fucking send you a nasty gram telling you to knock the shit off.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I hate that because like at lunchtime, I'm not a FedEx employee, right? I have to, I'm not.
Right.
So, but it is.
But
what
see,
it
that's
is.
one difference, Beatles. I get paid to eat, so I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go,
Yeah.
buddy.
We work 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
So we work 8 to 4 with no lunch break.
Nah,
Technically.
Yeah,
I mean, you get a lunch break, but you get paid for it. Because I mean, there has been days where I haven't ate lunch.
You couldn't pay me enough to do your job, pal. Oof. No.
Yeah.
I just want us to all like somebody like somebody's in this community. We've got to get wealthy somehow. Write a New York Times bestseller or something. Spread the wealth so that we can all just stay home and do this
What
stuff.
we always talked about at work is figuring out a freaking app that nobody's invented yet.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be better to just be able to do this all day than work?
So no, that's what I'm saying. Come up with an app and sit back and just let people click and buy the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great, man.
Oh, I know. Those 3 months I was off from October to January was freaking awesome. I only worked 9 days.
When's your next long stretch off?
Probably in June. I always do every other week, June, July, and August.
Okay.
So I got to decide. Games. I'll probably work January, February, and March. I'll try to work every day. And then in April and May, I'll decide what I want to do. I try to work those 3 cold months every day.
Nice. But anyhow, I don't want to get you in the job mode. Stay in the fun mode.
No,
here,
you're fine.
Man. So have you ever thought about like doing a replay strictly just Digital Diamond baseball or any of the baseball games?
What
like
I thought about doing, Beatles, was doing the 83 season and everything I could get, because I've already did. I don't have the stats no more. It was at Mom's house, and when Mom and Dad passed away, Mom and Dad's house, it wasn't like my parents was divorced.
Right.
I threw all of that away. I shouldn't have. It was all in freaking spiral notebooks and took up a lot of room. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Luckily, my parents, when I moved out, Beatles, I really didn't move out. I could have moved back into my house. Almost everything in my bedroom was the same it was when I was 20 plus years old when I moved out.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But I threw all that away. But I played that Braves 83 season at least 5 or 6 times.
You get a lot of interest in that,
and season with the 83 Braves on every game engine and all I have, just to see the difference. That's what I thought about.
That'd be fun.
I mean, you look on here, you can see I already got it set up. On
here.
I
do. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be great. I mean,
when I got the library, as you can see, I already got the 83 replay set up.
I think, you should do it. I mean, I know you're going to do the racing for a while and stuff, but and you got the World Series thing going. I'll tune into some of your racing things to support the channel, but baseball.
I enjoy the racing.
The true faith.
The racing stuff.
Yeah, man, the true faith. Yeah.
But I enjoy your racing.
The best part about the racing is it only takes about half an hour to an hour, a typical race. A long race, maybe an hour, hour and a half. It's not that long.
Yeah.
And I normally do 1 or 2 a week. I don't do them every day.
Did you for this game? Did you get that library I was telling you about? That Bring Your Best 2017.
I thought I already had it, mate. Let's look.
It's ridiculously massive. Love it.
Did I already have it here?
I know. It's say Bring Your Best 2017.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it's
I don't
called.
think I have it. I think I got the other one you told me it was.
There's an all-time greats original
there it
franchise.
Is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Bring Your Best.
Well, the one you won is 2017.
Yeah, there it is.
It's, man, you should really look at that someday. It's huge. Like what you could do with that is insane.
There's the team editors.
It's kind of like having the baseball history It's kind of like having the baseball history collection in
So they got
Digital
it by
Diamond.
states, is what they got it, Beatles.
Oh, it's
So that's what
it's
it
like,
looks like here.
yeah, there's 186 teams.
Oh, and they just named them by states.
Yeah, so there's Birmingham, Alabama has a team, and
Yeah.
Anchorage and
Mind
whatever. Yeah, and it's huge. But you look at like the players, and there's like, it's like, wow, this is really cool. It'd be like like a great drafting tool, or it's set up to play as it is now. But who could
Right.
manage 186 team
Oh,
season?
hell yeah.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Look at all the ballparks you'd have to do, right? But
Oh, exactly.
it's still, I would like it. Just I got
Let's
it
look
just
at
for
some
like
of
pay
the
for
rosters here.
drafting. Yeah.
We'll just start at the top and look at the rosters. Look how long it's taken to load.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Normally by now it would be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really.
Also, they got them all as free agents.
So on mine,
This is-
they're actually all on teams.
Oh, hold on here.
So
'Cause there's nobody coming up for.
yeah, so go to, and the drop down. Can you pick a city? There should be like, because the one I
Yeah, I
have,
did.
it's like, oh wow, because mine are all on teams.
There's no doubt.
I didn't
available
do that. So, oh, that's weird. Are
Yeah,
you
it
sure
is.
yours is 27? Bring Your Best 2017, because the Bring Your Best one doesn't have teams. So
Bring
there's
Your-
two,
Bring
it's-
Your Best 2017 is what this library is called. Is that what you wanted?
yeah, and mine
Yeah.
has like everybody on teams and stuff.
So
186 of them. 186 teams. Yeah, it does say
Yeah.
Bring Your Best 2017. That's weird that yours aren't
Let
on
me
team.
pick
Bring Your
another
Best
city.
2017.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
and none of them's coming up.
Strange, because you have all those
Yeah.
ballparks and stuff.
So I bet you they're all
Either that or Digital Diamond's like, dude, I need some coffee. You busted my ass today.
yeah.
Those are the teams, and yeah,
Nothing
man.
there either.
Players, because I know on mine they do. I mean, and there's just so many players. I think there's like 7,000 or something in it.
I ain't seeing shit for nobody. Ain't that awful?
Weird.
Yeah, it is.
Very weird.
Mm.
But anyhow, I think it's a nice resource if you want to do a draft league or something like that, you know.
Well, it's loading something this time.
Well, that's
So that
good.
must be where they're all at.
In the free agent poll.
I forget what I just clicked on, but look how small the bar is over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's finding players now. Did you maybe you did a draft or whoever?
Nope. No,
maybe
dude.
whoever did it, the file you got it from did the draft and put it in there.
I got the file right from his website.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I must have clicked on a different file then.
Yeah. Weird. I'm firing mine up from this side. I'm just seeing if maybe there's something
Yeah, I mean,
you might
if
be
want to share
missing.
your screen, we'll put it up there.
Oh, no. I was just saying, like, as far as like, just to see, because I know that it's like they're all, because I'm like, who's on what team or whatever. And it was just so cool to like go through all these players and see what roster. And it's like, oh, well, who else is on the roster with this player? And it's super random. It's pretty cool. I need to play this game more, but you're like the man when it comes to Digital Diamond baseball, though. So, but I do
300
play
and some games.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mess with it offline mostly.
I mean, it probably took me about 20 or 30 games where I was pretty slick with almost everything, and probably another 20 games where I could remember even some of the strange shit.
Huh. Yeah.
I
So
figure.
here, if you want me to share my screen just very quickly,
go
I
ahead.
will. Be glad to.
Because mine's
Just one
still loading it from wherever they're at.
Yeah. So let me my brain hurts. There we go. Present entire screen, share screen. There we go. Entire screen. Share. Oh, how did we get to? Oh! How'd that happen? I shared the proper screen. Let me stop and do this again. I did. I swear to God, I did. Maybe I have to do it as a window instead because I did entire screen. All right, let me just do it as a window and see if that works.
Where's all the players at? Oh, she's shit coming on my screen.
Okay. I just reshared again, Dwayne. What? Oh my God! Just the screen share's not working because now I did it as sharing a window.
Here, let me try this. Let
Okay.
me get rid of mine.
Because I can show you they're all here. Okay.
Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
I'll stop sharing.
All right. So let me and I'll reshare mine. When let me know when I can, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Share screen. Okay, let's see. And there it is. Share. Okay. There.
Yeah.
So look here in the drop down. There, Annapolis, Maryland. There are all the players in Annapolis, Maryland. You can see, look, it's huge, man. Look how many. So who's on Cleveland? There you go. And it's not that these are all obviously because look, there's Dom DiMaggio, Leo DeRocher, Chuck Dressen. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're just however he did this is amazing.
Right.
And it's got their baseball reference IDs and everything.
What website's that out again? I'll have to delete it and re-download it.
Yeah, you probably should because there are. I didn't do any draft. They're all here.
Is it on the Digital Diamond?
Yep. Yeah, it is. Bring your best 2017. So
I'll have to say I'll remove it and then bring it back.
Yeah, I mean these are ready to play. I mean if I didn't set up any ballparks or anything for it, but I mean I think
is this like a
thank you, Ken, buddy,
a state thing or something like people players from
he just invented all these teams so you could put them on there.
Right. So, but each team has full rosters. Aaron, there's 186 teams in here. There's over 7,000 players in this. So there are still free agents.
Dang.
Yeah, it was a mega huge project that this guy did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you'd have to using his engine, correct? I mean, there's not like a card and dice thing that you can enter the numbers and stuff.
Yeah. So because Status Pro comes with this game, he has them as Status Pro. Okay. Yeah, so you could use these with the Status Pro engine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it generates the Status Pro cards, which is really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dwayne, you should really check it out, man. And there's Bill Madlock and whatever. So it's in this insanely huge, and just one guy did this.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it really
amazing.
Is. Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, I mean, but the other cool library. I think you do have this one, Dwayne. Is the there's a franchise. I think it's not the Great Teams League. It's this 2012 original franchise All Stars. So this is like the original 16, but it's all like the players like from right. So if you want to just take the original 16 franchises, right, and let me go to player editor here and I'll show you. I think you do have this one though. So there's all the players, and again, it's a crap ton. But so this is different. It's obviously more focused. So let's look at it. Let's look at Atlanta. So look, there you go, man. You got Aaron Avery, Wally Berger. There's Jimmy Collins, Johnny Cooney. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's some people in here I wouldn't have.
I think that's necessarily Shaw on there. That's funny.
Yeah, there's
Cecil him as a Brave.
Yeah, he's on here, and there are no doppelgangers. So if who else? I don't know who else. Ken's here. So if we look at the Philadelphia Phillies. There's Dick Allen, Richie Ashburn. There's Bedrosian. I don't know that I would put Ricky Bottalico on an all-time greats, but there you go. But it's pretty cool, and it's on there too. So I don't know if you have this one or not.
I had to locked up trying to download all them players.
Yeah, it's a
Dick, don't
lot.
call him Richie Allen.
Anyhow, I'll go ahead and unshare. I just
No,
wanted
you
you
don't
to
have
see that. I mean, I didn't know whether you were familiar with it or not, and I did a couple things. You'll find a couple things I created under my old last name. I did best of the 1900s and I think the 1910s or 1920s. I forget. So I have a couple season files that I contributed some years ago. Yeah. So
That's like
this game, when he added, the board game companion and then added in Status Pro Baseball, this is like the best bargain. I mean, it's even more of a bargain than Out of the Park Baseball in some ways.
that's like Beatles when
I'm sorry, Aaron. No, you go ahead, man.
that's like Beatles when I first found your channel, which was right around this time last year. You were when you were doing your Baseball for Windows streams, you had like teams from different years playing each other. Like,
yep, I love doing that.
Like, was that like a hybrid league? A hybrid data disk you made when you just export all the teams or whatever?
Yeah, I created them. Yeah, I've done some videos on how to do that in Baseball for Windows. And I do that with every baseball.
You did. I just gotta find it.
Yep, I might do another one again. So, but
yeah, because I'm curious because I tried that once and it kind of went haywire after
Dwayne,
a while.
you can see this is like the list of all the players, man. Look at this, man. I'm still scrolling. I'm still in the B's.
Right.
I mean, so
It's
yeah,
crazy,
get a working version of it. I mean, and there's players in here. I'm like, who the hell's this guy? So I really like big files like this because you can't help it. Like you're just going to run into players that you've never heard of, or maybe don't know pretty well, or maybe players you wouldn't normally like use in a league or whatever. And so that's why I like to mess around with these things. It's like, okay, I just like, so in Action TC Baseball, you can like it, like if with the baseball history collection or whatever, set a range of years. And then, so you saw that I did that with just the 1960s and put them all on random teams. And it's like, I like that because now you can learn like sort of about players, but without that historical bias of, this guy was on the Mets, this guy was on the Pirates. Now he's on this other team. And the AI did a really good job drafting. And so that's given me an idea for a community project after McGreevy that I think is going to be really weird. And maybe people will like it. I hope. This is going to be, it's going to be a community project. But yeah, man, I'm not sure why that's not working for you, man, because I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
It should. Wait, were you clicking? I must say, bite me. I'm not going to select that or whatever. Jeez, man. It's like Big Clue programmed this thing or something.
Now, see, when I go over here to the player editor.
Here, I'll stop sharing so I can see.
But when I go to
I've stopped sharing if you want to back on your it's yours, baby. It's your channel.
Yeah, but when I go to player roster movement, they're not assigned to a team, it don't look like. But when I go to player editor, they're there.
Well, that's what I was looking at them in player editor.
Yeah. So go to player movement on yours and see if they show up on an actual team.
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Huh. But see, you can see I got them here in the player editor.
Yeah, but you've got them. You're right, but you've got them.
Right. See all players now. If I click on a team on player editor, let's see what happens. Nothing.
Yeah. See, mine all come up on teams. So you might just have to re-download.
They're there, but they're not on a team yet.
Just re-download the file. That should be fine. And if not, I'll zip mine up and send it to you.
Yeah.
Because you saw mine, it works.
Yep. I mean, it's A to Z. Definitely is.
It's ridiculously huge.
Yep.
It really is.
Look how many Youngs there is.
Oh, yeah. So.
A lot of Youngs.
Yeah, look how many Z's there was in baseball. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know how many. I mean, it's like I said, 7,000 players. And, we're almost now at 19,000 total players in baseball. So this was a hell of a job this guy did.
Yes, it was. No matter how he did it, it was time consuming.
Yeah, no kidding. But you know what? I think you have to be a bit obsessive.
See, there's the team that they're signed to.
I don't know why they're not showing up for
Yeah.
you, man. That's really weird.
They're all assigned to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Yeah.
Weird.
Now I could sign them to a team from here.
Oh my God! Could you imagine trying to sign
no.
all of these players? Oh,
Yep.
But
I
I
don't
think
know if that's what you did or not.
yeah, I
Damn.
think I think for drafting and if you know for thinking outside the box, something like this is just wonderful.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the Shanks, now the Field of Dreams. You could do the McGreevy.
Easily with something like this. That's
Yep.
why I had asked you, you know, have you ever thought about doing something like that, but with Digital
Yeah.
Diamond? So,
Mm.
but yeah, Aaron, I always like to mix and match teams with different eras, years, whatever. I do that.
That's always fun. I mean,
Almost every baseball sim I have that allows me to do that, I will do that. In
I
fact,
told
that's
you the dumbest thing I ever
Right.
did with cards and dice
uh-huh.
was draft my own teams in 1983 and fucked up the whole APBA season.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
APBA doesn't, as ID would say, APBA doesn't put the fucking teams' names on the cards.
Yeah, and then you've got to go back
to the roster sheet.
Yeah.
And go through and put them back. It was like 5 minutes after I did it, Beatles. I'm like, you just created a fucking mess, boy.
Now, if you've got something like so that bats file that Ken has and he's been playing, right? So if what I would do with that is after playing it, then I would actually mix everything up and I would do what you did actually. But again, because you're doing with an all-time greats league, you're gonna know it's like, okay, you know that Lou Gehrig's goes with the Yankees or whatever. But when you're doing a regular season, even if you know it really well, you're not going to know every player. I don't think in the same way as in an all-time greats league. I don't think, at least for me.
And even in an all-time greats league, if they put Roger Maris on the Cardinals, you know what I'm saying? You might not remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Very true.
And I'll tell you a big one that just modern, and that's Reggie Jackson. Sometimes they put him on the A's, sometimes they put him on the Yankees.
Yeah, that's always a tough call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me personally, because of the Yankees outfielders, I'd put him on the A's.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, some of them, too, like you get players like Kyler or Fox or whatever, and they could be on either team, or like Shoeless Joe Jackson, he could be with the White Sox or the Indians. So,
There's Mr. Butler, one of my favorite players.
Oh yeah, it's fun just to go through the list and kind of just randomly,
Man, I was so mad when the Braves got rid of him.
Yeah,
I know, right?
He's a good player.
Oh yeah, and he was playing left field. I swear, if he'd have went to Boston and played Beatles, nobody would have made it to second base. He didn't have a gun for an arm, but man, was he accurate. And it was a strong arm. Like I say, it wasn't a cannon, but I've seen him in Fulton County Stadium get that ball off the wall and zip that ball in the second, right on the money. And I'm not saying he threw him out all the time, but that ball was right where it had to be. And I'm thinking, man, if he was in Boston with that short porch playing off the wall, he'd have thrown so many guys out thinking they had a double.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, Carlos Diaz, that's a great way to do it, is all-time greats with the first team they played on. Or if you would establish just, okay, you're going to pick a stat, and I'm going to base it on, we'll just use wins above replacement, because that's the kind of the one a lot of people do. And I think that's what APBA did, because they have on Ken's bat set, correct. Harry Hooper's actually with the Chicago White Sox, not the Boston Red Sox, because he had more black ink and more like his WAR was higher with. I think it was the WAR that these.
Did you see that, Beatles?
Yeah,
he has Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah, which actually he should be. He really should be with Cleveland more than Chicago. Or you get like Ken Kyler, So on his bat set also, Kai Kyler is with the Cubs. But sometimes you'll see him put on an all-time greats or all-time pirate team. But Kyler really, he had a great career with the Pirates, but he's really even did better with the Cubs. So Carlos says Ruth would be a Reds with the Red Sox in that yeah. So you get other problem guys too, like Frankie Frisch, Rogers Hornsby. So I always think of Rogers Hornsby as a Cardinal. That's how I identify him. So for me, if I'm setting up an all-time greats league of my own, I would think about, okay, how do I identify this player as? So for Kyler, to me, he's a Chicago Cub. As much as he did, he did great with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but Harry Hooper is a tricky one because I think of him with the Boston Red Sox, but APBA put him on the White Sox, and I think that's actually correct. So, yeah. I hear somebody running on TV. I hear a TV.
I hear something too.
Oh, that's my phone.
I was wondering the same thing.
That's my iPhone.
I thought I was having a flash forward or something.
Oh,
but
yeah, like
I have to redo
baseball, the greatest game in the world.
I have to redo the Bats League, but I'm trying to figure out
that
a way
was going to be so fun,
dude. I know, and I lost everything. So
I know.
I mean, it won't take long to redo it, but I want to do it in a way that it can be done in a couple different games. So
now that Excel one you have,
oh man, I love that
database.
database.
Easier to copy and paste, ain't it?
Yeah, because everybody's done by teams.
Yeah.
As opposed to that other database that I still haven't posted yet, which is just this alphabetical list of players. So yeah, and yeah, so that Excel thing is I've got to post that up too. So, so Carlos, yeah, Steve Carlton still be with the Cardinals, and see, for me, I identify Steve Carlton as a Philly.
I mean, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that would be interesting to play to do something like that with the first team that they.
And there was a
on.
man that had a great workout, and it was nothing spectacular.
Who's that? Steve Carlton.
Yeah, he was a workout fool. Kept himself in great shape.
Yeah, great pitcher.
Yep.
70s baseball, man. I'm telling you, 70s baseball. You don't got to go back to
Carlton played forever. Carlton played forever, didn't he?
He had a long career.
Yeah.
He had a long career. Long. I just when I think of Steve Carlton, I just immediately think Philadelphia Phillies. Even though he originally was with the Cardinals, which is absolutely right.
Yes, he was.
It's weird for me to think of Babe Ruth as Boston Red Sox, but he actually his first team was Baltimore, but that wasn't a major league team.
That's like Fisk.
Yeah.
Being with the White Sox, I don't think him as a White Sox. I think of him as the Red Sox, and I think he played more years with the White Sox, didn't he?
Who's that?
Carlton Fisk.
Yeah, Fisk. Yeah, I think of Fisk is White Sox, not Red Sox.
See, I think of him as a Red Sox.
Because, largely, I think because of the 1975 series, right?
Yeah, because of the World Series, correct.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, Steve Carlton, a media darling. Yeah, and I'm the Pope.
Yeah, he was.
God. Oh, my God.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah, uh-huh. Sure they did. Oh, my God. Talk about it. If you think Ted Williams had a bad relationship with the press, Steve Carlton, holy shit.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, both those guys, even though the press didn't like them, those guys backed it up in the diamond, man. They did it.
They said, like there's like only a handful of players that have played in like 4 decades in some form or another. I mean, Fisk did it, Rick Dempsey did it. There's probably a lot more that I'm missing, but
they played in 4 decades, but they didn't play
in 4 decades. Owen Ryan.
What was his record that year, Ken? It was 20-something, wasn't it?
Oh, that's
crazy. I know he almost won half of it. 45%.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think he won 20-some games that year, and I think they barely won 50.
Yeah, I think people went to the Vet to see Steve Carlton, just like back in the late 40s and early 50s. People went to Forbes Field to see Ralph Kiner. So yeah, they did. And after Ralph Kiner's last at bat, people would leave Forbes Field. They just came to see Kiner. That was it.
Or they would go to
27 wins.
Connie Mack to see Dick Allen.
I thought it was something crazy like that. I knew he won 20 plus, and I thought they was closer to 50 than it was to 60. crazy.
That's
I
incredible.
thought he won like 24.
But you know what? That was so much like what Walter Johnson was like.
Right.
Johnson pitched like with a lot of bad teams and was dominant. So Ed Walsh, and yeah, those 1908. I mean, you know, the White Sox were good in 1906. Obviously, not so much in 1908. You know, I mean, but yeah, Carlton was just one of those anomalies because he wasn't getting run support. Obviously, you know, look at that record, right? If you win half your games teams, you got a sucky team. And it's Steve Carlton that won those games, not the Phillies, right?
Somebody as a joke one time said that the Cubs in '99, Sammy Sosa hit more home runs than the actual amount of games the Cubs won in '99. Like the team sucked, but Sammy hit like 60 some odd home runs.
Yeah, Sammy.
That's cool, Ken.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Steve Carlton, great lefty. Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm waiting. I do. Although I think somebody would have to moderate it. And I love Robert, and I love that he's a Sandy Koufax fan. So am I. But Robert, RGO Network, he insists that Sandy Koufax is the greatest left-hander of all time, and I do not agree.
Well, see,
not
that's
at all.
one thing that irritates me.
And I like Robert. He knows his baseball, but I want to debate him about Koufax. Right. To me, Koufax
everybody
is
gives
not
him the benefit
lefty.
of the doubt because he had a short career.
Yeah.
Well, who's to say if he stays healthy that he doesn't fall off just with age,
or not fall off, or but he. I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from Sandy Koufax. He was a great pitcher, but he was not, to me, the greatest left-hander in baseball history. I could name 5 right now, just without even looking. 5 pitchers who the stats even back it up.
So you sound like me with greatest quarterback of all time with Tom Brady. I get in so many arguments about Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's the greatest, and
Isn't
everybody
Brady
looks at
not
me like
playing
I got
anymore?
Freaking 3 heads.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get, and it's not nothing personal against Robert. He knows his baseball and everything, but Koufax, I mean, come on, Rube Waddell, greater. Lefty Grove, definitely. Lefty Grove probably I would say, for me, Lefty Grove may well be the greatest left-handed pitcher in baseball, is Lefty Grove. I mean, you look at his numbers. I mean, he was just sheer dominance. And Steve Tate actually did a thing where he was comparing him to Waddell, and he said if you put Lefty Grove back in the dead ball era, Grove was even more dominant. I mean, yeah. So Lefty Grove, definitely. He's your favorite? Yeah. I mean, and I think just consistently, I mean, Sandy Koufax had those great seasons, and he was dominant for 5 seasons or whatever. And he had that wicked curveball that batter said looked like something falling off the edge of a table. It had such a sharp break to it. I think he was great, but not a patch on Lefty Grove. There's Warren Spahn, another great overlooked pitcher. There you go. But Lefty Grove, man, oh my God. And he went on to the Red Sox and was still great, right? Because he played for the Athletics, then went on to Boston. And Lefty Grove, to me, is the greatest lefty in baseball history. And not even a dead baller. See that? But Steve Carlton, I think Steve Carlton was a greater pitcher. I really do. I mean, if you're just going to base it on a number of seasons, I mean, here we're talking about Carlton's 72 season. How many pitchers have done that, right? So Ken points out second was Ed Walsh, and that was way back in 1908. So, yeah.
Like I say,
I wouldn't want to face Lefty Grove. Oh, man.
You
and
got
that dude had
guys like
bad temper, too.
That get rewarded for short careers, and then they penalize other guys for having short career. I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Sandy's in. Great pitcher.
Oh, I agree.
But not the greatest lefty of all time. There's no way. The numbers don't bear out.
And I look at other players that, like I say, had short careers, and they're like, you can't put them in the Hall of Fame. They had a short career. I'm like, well, you can't win with this crap.
Well, Addie Joss had a short career, but I'll tell you what, look at Addie Joss's number. Look at Addy Joss's numbers. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He shortened career, died of meningitis, but that's not his fault. But he was a dominant pitcher. So Rube Waddell, and so which stall, Jake or Chick? Because there's two in the dead ball era. Carlos.
Here's one of my favorite pitchers, Mudcat. That's a hell of a name.
Mudcat Grant.
Mudcat Grant.
Yeah. He was a Pirate for a time.
Was he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
There's like other Mudcat, Blue Moon.
Exactly.
Odom.
Blue Moon.
That
Odom.
is Blue Moon Odom.
Chick Stahl.
Obviously, he's a Kentucky boy.
Sad ending for Chick Stahl, unfortunately. Suicide.
Here's another great name.
Who's that?
Pumpsy Green. That's another great name.
I know,
Pumpsy
isn't
Green.
it?
It is. Yeah.
Was it? He was one of the first. What was it, like one of the first black players in the major leagues? I think.
So the first one was Jackie Robinson in the modern.
Jackie Robinson, yeah. Larry W. was the first black
Larry
in the
Doby
American League.
Right. Well, actually, Satch came over too, but Doby was signed first, but Satch was well past his prime, but still had a hell of a. He did pretty well in the majors. First black player for the Red Sox, right? Pumpsy Green, is that right?
That's who that was. Pumpsy Green was the first black Red Sox player.
Yeah, they were the last team to integrate.
Yes, they was.
Last team to integrate. And and I mean, though racism is not a conservative or liberal issue, but I think of New England as a bastion of being a liberal, right? I am a liberal, and I think of it as a bastion of liberalism, and yet the Boston Red Sox were the last team to integrate, right? And yet you get this working class part of New York. Brooklyn was the first to do it, and I mean,
yeah.
Baseball's such a weird game. I love it. Yeah, isn't it fun to just go through this list and it's like you're reminded of places? Because like before this, when was the last time you thought about Mudcat Grant? Right?
Exactly. Well, the 61 season I did.
Right.
He was in Cleveland.
Right. But like, a lot of these guys you're not going to think about. And then you're just like, oh shit, I remember this player. Or like we even have Hall of Famers that like don't get a lot of, you don't see them a lot even on our channel. Like Chuck Klein immediately comes to mind. Right. This guy was a killer. He's a slugger, but you don't see a lot of Chuck Klein on here or whatever. And so that's why I'm at least starting with 1920s or expanding McGreevy into 1920s baseball, because it's a decade that I think that I'm kind of surprised that there's almost like, I think for a lot of people, when they think of 1920s, they think of Ruth and Gehrig, but there were a lot of great players in the 1920s. So Ken says, I've had people on here from Boston defending their well-chronicled history of racism. I don't know what. Oh yeah, cool Papa Bell. I don't understand why Boston waited so long, man. Why'd they wait so long? So here, Cleveland, right? Again, Cleveland, this working class city, right? And they bring in Larry Doby in 1948, and then Satch later in the season.
And here's a strange thing about Boston. One of the last teams to integrate in baseball, but one of the first teams to integrate in basketball.
Yeah, I know,
because
right?
Because the Red didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Same city.
Yep.
Same city.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I've got to, call out the truth when the truth needs to be called out too. So back in the 1930s, Cumberland Posey, who was head of the Negro Leagues at that point, had sent a letter to Pie Traynor saying, look, I've got this. And he was offering the Pirates Josh Gibson, Satch Page, right, all these great players, and Traynor never even answered the letter. And that's a shame on the Pittsburgh. Had the Pirates signed them, the history of the Pirates, I mean, they were always a strong team until they hit the 1950s. You know what? If Pittsburgh had been the first to integrate, oh my God, it would have been, the story of our franchise would have been so different. But it took Branch Rickey. But you know what? Branch Rickey did something for the Pirates. that Big Clue's trying to stir shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Carlton with no Whitey Ford. I agree. I agree, Big Clue.
Oh,
Count the
what?
rings. Count the rings.
Oh, bullshit.
says,
Okay,
kiss the
Dwayne.
rings.
Okay, all right. Gloves are coming off now. Kiss the rings. Okay. So, but look, Whitey,
I'm just fucking with you, Beatles.
Whitey Ford had more run support than God. Come on,
Beatles, calm down. I'm just messing.
Yeah, you and Big Clue had this shit set up, man. See that? Whitey Ford, the chairman of the board.
Chairman of that.
Damn
What
right,
he could have done
Carlos. He played for
sober.
better teams, man. Shit,
could
those
Whitey
Yankee
done
teams are so
sober?
powerful. Dwayne, I could have pitched for them and won. Come on.
What could have Whitey done sober, Beatles?
Oh my God, right? I know. I mean, I think Whitey deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but geez, come on. Oh, Big Clue,
Don't
quit
you do
talking.
Whitey Ford's not in the Hall of Fame.
Big Clue's going off. He's going off, man. So ask Big Clue who was making a list of pitchers who were better than Whitey Ford earlier today in the Discord. So don't you be starting, dude. Get him back on here. Get him back on here.
Not ERA titles.
Get the hell on here, Big Clue. Let's do this,
Get
man.
back here.
I've been so pissed off since Dwayne stole the 1904 Pirates.
Oh man.
That's it, man. I'm done. I'm done, witches. You wreck my head. All of you. That's right, Carlos. Carlos is great. Overrated. Overrated. Overrated.
I don't think he's overrated.
Yeah, he is.
Seriously.
I'm saying this on your channel.
Because I've never heard anybody say he was the greatest pitcher of all time or nothing. He's a damn good pitcher and great player, but I don't think he's overrated.
No, but he's not. No, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that as Gandalf. No, we know that. We're arguing something a little bit different. Welcome in, Gandalf.
Yep.
Awesome. Gandalf. Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated.
But I don't think
I'd
he's.
put him on my roster if I was drafting.
Yeah, but
because I like him. Don't get me wrong.
So, but here's the thing: Whitey Ford isn't Walter Johnson.
No
way.
Like I said,
he's not. I'll
Bob mess Gibson. With you and say kiss the rings and all that.
And I'll say kiss the arse. And you know what? And I'll say
I agree. But at the
you
same time, if I'm drafting a league,
let me say to you in Irish.
I'll probably put Whitey on there and don't put Johnson.
Yeah. You want to know how to say? You want to know how to say kiss me arse in Irish? Pug Mahone. That's how you say it. Pug Mahone. And that means kiss my ass in Irish. So there. Now, kiss my ring.
Aren't you supposed to tell him to kiss your Blarney Stone?
Well, that too, Buckshot. What the hell? What is going on? Oh, look at Gandalf. He says, "Don't get me started on Baines, dude." Gandalf. We have run him through the ringer on my channel. Oh my God. I mean, I think Harold's very good, but Dave Parker's not in the Hall of Fame. And if I had to choose, I'd rather have Dave Parker
coach of a football team. Beatles. I know you don't find we play to win the game.
Oh my God! Come on,
okay.
I'll get fired up about. Yeah, when MV says kiss me is somebody different. Look, another dude too. I bring up all the damn time that does not deserve the Hall of Fame is Phil Rizzuto. I'm sorry. Dude, he rode the coattails of Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra, and come on.
Let's bring up here.
You're not gonna. You can't. You compare.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just
compare Rizzuto to Archie Vaughan.
Stats, Beatles.
Take Hannes Wagner out of the equation because nobody is Hannes Wagner, dude. But compare Rizzuto to Archie Vaughan. Compare him. I will tell you what. Compare him to Mark Bellinger if you want. Go ahead, or Belanger, however you say his damn name.
Oh, Mark Belanger. He's better than Belanger now. I ain't going there.
Rizzuto sucks, man. He was fucking. What was he? Money. He was money store. He was bullshit, man. Phil Rizzuto. And I don't care if he was a paisan or not.
Couldn't hit his way out of a wet paper bag.
Neither could. Oh, like Rizzuto was a slugger. Give me a break, man.
I'm talking about average.
Get out! Get the, as they say, Brooke. Get the fuck out of here.
73 career batting average.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now I'm not saying Phil's great, but he ain't no Mark Belanger. I can't stand Mark Belanger.
Phil's a fucking glorified busser. Get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you,
overrated.
dude.
You can't
Anything
find
you have to
somebody
say
else
to
to
me, dude.
play
But
short and hit.
okay, look, Belanger. Okay, so
227 batting average compared to 273. Come on now.
all right,
Yeah.
but okay, I'll give you that. But come on, you look at the other shortstops in the game. You tell me how the hell Rizzuto's on there. Come on, he got in there because he was with those great Yankees teams, man.
I'm not arguing that. You just got me when you compared him to Belanger.
Well, that's because like the
You
fuck
can
with
compare
you,
him
man.
to other
You
players and tell
stole,
me he's not, but not Mark
you
Belanger.
stole the 1904 Pirates. That's right, cousin Ken. Dwayne Martz.
I didn't steal him, Beatles.
Yes, you did.
I didn't steal him.
He'd been drafted by the Red Bulls.
I didn't.
Dude, you totally stole him. But it's okay. Big Cool says
Beatles.
Clayton Kershaw greater than Sandy Koufax. You know, I mean, Koufax, man. But I've got to get somebody to moderate it. But I'm putting. I'd like to politely, RGO Network. If you catch us on the flip side, I would like to debate you about the greatest left-handed pitcher in baseball history. I hold that it is Lefty Grove, and you say it is Sandy Koufax. Let's have a debate. Yeah, Belanger's a reach, but you got to understand, Carlos. I got to mess with this person here, this Dwayne Martz person.
The reason you got me is because out of all the Orioles in the seventh, I hated Mark Belanger. I hated that they used to act like he was all that in a bag of chips in this city. They acted like he was like the glue that held that team together.
Yeah, no, I know, man, but I have to mess with you because
I thought he was so overrated.
Yeah, but Dwayne, you have no scruples, so I have to mess with you.
Nah.
You have. Where's your moral compass, dude? Where is it?
I have one.
Where? Would you leave it in your
Beatles? I'm not a liar. I never said Beatles. I promise you, I will not draft the 1904.
You're killing me over here. You're killing me over here.
I never said that, Beatles. And that's what MV would have done. MV did. MV said he was drafting the 2008 Rangers and took the 1961 Yankees. I did not say, when it comes to me, if the 1904 Pirates are available, I'm not taking them. I didn't say that.
That's all right. No, because you all of you know I can't get. Everybody always gets some way to draft Hannes Wagner before I get him. All the time. All you guys. It is a conspiracy. I tell you, a conspiracy.
Well, seriously, I'm not messing. I wanted the 78 Tigers.
Well, then you want to trade Wagner to me, dude?
Who you got?
I got great players, dude. Look at my damn roster.
You're not going to do an MV on me, are you?
Do you think I do that? I'm Irish. I wouldn't do what that Brit does.
Darn MV. I haven't messed with MV. I'm for real, and I think this is a good trade.
No, you got to hold on to. You got to hold on to
trade Aaron straight up for Mantle, and I guarantee you, he would tell me I'm fleecing him.
Oh,
now, Mantle had 2 or 3 better seasons than Hank did in his whole career, but he'll get Hank for 13 A years, and I'll get Mantle with 3 A+ years, and then he drops to like a B.
Well, you know, if Mantle's knees hadn't gone bad,
and I love Mick.
But, yeah, and you know what? The Mick's knees hadn't gone bad. He had speed. People forget that.
Oh, exactly. But fast. Like I say, MV would tell me I'm absolutely batshit crazy for that. But I truthfully think that's a better trade for him than it is me.
He's a Brit. He's a Brit, man.
And I do it just to aggravate him because I know he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the 56 season and the 61 season is what he's looking at. He's not looking at these other years. And you look at Aaron hitting 300 with 30 home runs almost every year.
Hank Aaron's a beast. Not that Mick isn't. I mean, Aaron's a beast.
But yeah, he's a consistent beast, where Mick was a mammoth for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Carlos says, yeah, man, he had great range, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine.
I would have liked to known what he was clocked from first to third when he first came up.
And I mean, he was a big dude too, right? He wasn't like this. Yeah.
And he had them Popeye arms because he ate his spinach and his mapo. I want my mapo.
I want my maypole.
And I mean, gargantuan.
He said he never ate that. He
Oh.
never ate Maypo.
He never ate maypole. Really?
That's what he said.
So he was just okay, because there's a rule that if you endorse I don't know if it was around in the 50s, but if you endorse a product, you have to actually use it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Mick
like
Mantle can get away with anything. Man. He's Mickey Mantle, right? He's Mickey Mantle. And even when the Yankees sucked, in the mid and later 60s, he was still a Mick dude. You know, I mean, you reached
what
that
was
status.
it like?
Every
one of those. What was it like? Every one of those those primetime games on the radio or TV in the 60s were always by the Gillette Razor Company.
Yeah.
I wonder if all the players shaved with that razor.
Well, when I grew
sure
up,
they did.
This Week in Baseball always had a Mr. Coffee commercial.
See, here we go. Yeah,
Mr.
Joe
Coffee?
DiMaggio, huh? Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio.
And I was
Mr.
wondering how
Coffee.
many
Yeah,
kids
those.
growing up never knew he played ball and just thought he was Mr. Coffee.
Well, Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio was tapping Marilyn Monroe. Damn it, that's Hall of Fame right there.
Tapping Marilyn Monroe and
he
there
was
was
Kennedy's for her death. Supposedly Bobby talked to her that night. Supposedly.
Oh, really?
That's what
Bobby Kennedy talked to Marilyn
that
Monroe
the
before
Kennedys
she
had
died.
something to do with it, and Bobby was messing with her head because of Jack.
Oh.
And then Bobby was messing with her more than her head too. Both of them was messing with her.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't just Jack.
Ken's asking.
Miss Monroe.
I think wasn't that true? I don't know. Dwayne, you're a Yankee fan. You would know this. What Ken's asking. Did they tout Yahoo? Yahoo.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick, if Mick drank any Yahoo, he had something mixed with it. I mean, come on.
Yahoo.
Man, Mickey Mantle though, what a legend.
I mean, Yogi there for a while. There wasn't nothing Yogi wouldn't endorse. Yogi was all over the TV for a while.
Yeah.
Wasn't Yogi a player manager in '64? Because I know he.
Yogi. It's Yoo-hoo, not Yahoo. Yeah, but
Yoo-hoo. Yeah, I know what Yoo-hoo is.
Yeah.
It's that chocolatey stuff.
So Carlos, what about Joe D? Do you guys think he's overrated? I mean, none of us saw him play, but we can still go look at stats and stuff. What do you guys think? Because he was a New York player. Do you think that DiMaggio was overrated?
I don't think he's overrated. I think he is exactly what most people think. He was graceful. He was a damn good ball player. He always said he didn't dive. I think he didn't dive because he didn't want to miss the ball and look like a damn fool. He said he never dived because he placed himself in the correct position and never had to. I think he thought about his image even when he was on the field.
Is Clue in here?
Clue.
That's if we can hear him. Apparently not. You were stirring shit.
If he's muted.
We didn't hear you.
Now,
I wonder if Clue's muted himself.
I don't think. Yeah, you're not in here, man.
Maybe because it happened to me earlier today. The Wi-Fi was I don't know if it was the weather or the Wi-Fi, but I was in here with Dwayne during one of the. I think it was game 2 of the World Series. It's 2 or 3, and it kicked me out twice.
Yogiisms are great. Could you imagine? I would have loved to hear a conversation between Casey Stengel and Yogi Berra. That would have been legendary.
That's why they loved each other. There was only two that could understand each other.
Yeah.
When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
There you go, Big Clue.
Hey, Big Clue, you stirring shit about what
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. I've been stirring shit for 20 minutes. Wow.
I know.
I'm like, they're being awful damn rude tonight. That's
Who's being rude? Me.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what happened.
I think you might have muted yourself.
Pirates from me. And that's it, man. I'm emotionally scarred for the rest of my life now.
Easy, Beatles. I did not. You're using harsh language. I did not steal nothing. I'm not a liar and I'm not a thief.
You're not
You had an opportunity to take the 04 Pirates and passed on them.
How come you sound like Richard Nixon right now? I don't know.
I am not a here. Watch
I am
this,
not a
Beatles.
quitter.
Watch this.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay. Since I'll do this for you. I'll do this.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
I am not a crook.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
Yay.
And
All right, Dwayne.
Tricky Dick.
Almost everything
Wayne,
is
just for
forgiven.
that, I'm going to tell you my all-time favorite Mickey Mantle story.
Bravo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if any of you guys have heard this, you feel free to stop me. But
I
for
hope
those
it's
who have
about
not,
the cow.
yeah, you know the story.
Go
I don't.
ahead. Yep. I love
Yeah.
this story.
So Mickey Mantle has, of course, he meets many people, over the course of his career, and some businessman or whatever said, "Hey, in the off season, I hear you guys like to hunt. Why don't you come down to my ranch?" And this guy was down in Texas or something. He says, "You and your buddies want to come down and hunt? You can hunt whatever you
It
want.
was Texas. You're right.
Yeah, stay as
It
long
was
as you want."
Texas.
Matter
So
of
of
fact,
course, it's the
matter
off
of fact,
season.
somebody was with the Rangers then.
Billy
Oh,
Martin,
yeah.
wasn't it?
So Mantle goes down with Martin and I think Ford, if I remember correctly, and
Oh,
they
it was
they
Ford.
throw their rifles and whatnot in the truck, and they head down there. And he says, "Yeah, I'm just going to stop." When they pull into the driveway on this ranch, he says, "I'm just going to run in and tell them we're here." And so he goes in and he says, "Hey," and we showed up. "Oh, great." And the guy asks him, he says, "While you're here," he says, "can you do me a favor?" He says, "I have a lame horse or something like
Oh
that.
no,
It was a
He's
mule.
been in the family, and I
it
can't
was a
bring
mule.
myself to put him out of his misery. Would you mind doing it for me?" And Mantle says, "Of course not." Well, of course, these guys being the boys they were, Mantle comes out and decides to prank Billy and Whitey. He comes out of the guy's house stomping around and swearing and kicking up a storm. And they say, "What's wrong, Mickey?" And he says, "Can you believe that son of a bitch? He doesn't remember inviting me down here." He says, "We drove all this way for nothing. He doesn't want us on his property." He says, "I'm going to teach that son of a bitch a lesson." And he goes into the barn, grabs his shotgun from the truck, goes into the barn, and puts a couple into the horse and kills it, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh man. Oh no.
yeah. So before he gets back out of the barn, he hears two more gunshots, and he comes running out.
Oh
And
shit.
there's Billy with a smoking rifle leaning over the fence and the dead cow in the pasture.
Oh no.
And he says, "What the hell did you do?"
Oh,
And Billy Martin says, "Well," he says, "if that bastard thinks he can fuck with the Yankees, he's going to learn a thing or two."
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah,
I love that
hilarious.
story.
that's a classic.
It is.
I never
It
heard
is.
that before. That's
That
hilarious.
sums up Billy Martin to a
Billy
T.
Martin to a T. Yeah. Mickey
Yeah.
told that story for years
Yeah.
and years and years. Yeah.
That
I
is
never
so
heard
awesome.
that.
I mean, because that's
Yeah.
how Billy was. He
He said
They
that was
would
the
hunt.
last time I played a prank on Billy.
That's thanks for sharing that. I never heard that story before.
Oh yeah,
They
that's,
what was it? Was that during the off season or was this like?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
during the winter. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
matter of
hilarious.
fact,
it's cold outside.
Mickey
They
was
go
already
outside. They
retired.
hunt
Like I
animals.
say, I think Billy was managing the Rangers back then. That's why Billy was living in Texas.
Oh, that might have been.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
classic shit. Oh my god. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm gonna teach him not to screw with
Well,
us.
Who was it? Scouring they fucked with on the plane?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scouring
Moose,
was scared to death of fucking flying. And he
Uh-huh.
used to take all these damn pills so he'd fall asleep on the plane. And them
Oh, no.
motherfuckers acted like the plane was crashing and fucked old Scouring all up, man. Woke him up. Yeah.
What was
That was a
the?
classic too.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was a story about what was it? Phil Linz, and the harmonica incident back in '64 with, I think it was, what was it? Phil Linz, Yogi Berra, and like I think they had just lost like 4 straight, and they were on the bus, I guess, going to the, I don't know where they were going, but Phil's playing their harmonica and Yogi's like, "Turn that shit off," or whatever, or turn that shit off. And then I think it was like Mickey Mantle or somebody was like, "Play it louder." Him and Yogi almost got into it, whatever it was.
Well, did you hear the one about Mickey and Billy going out trying to sneak back into the hotel?
I think
No.
I
That's
did
a
see that.
classic too.
What's that one, Dwayne?
Actually.
What's that
Mickey
one?
and Billy's out drinking and they want to sneak back in the hotel, and Casey's out in the lobby. So Billy's like, let's climb up the fire escape and sneak in the window. Well, they can't reach the fire escape, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
of course Billy's not going to fucking pick Mickey up, right?
No.
So he says, Mick, get on your honkers. I'll get on your back and I'll climb in through the fire escape. And there was a door downstairs that was locked. He says, and I'll unlock the door and let you in. So Billy gets
Oh my
in.
God.
Mick's dressed up in his freaking nice suit and all, gets on the fucking ground, gets all dirty. Billy climbs on his back, gets up the fire escape, sneaks in the window, comes down, and Mick's waiting on him. He says, Mick, they got the fucking chain on the door. I can't let you in. That was a fucking classic. Yeah. Yeah, they got a chain on the door. I can't let you in.
Man, that's great. Those guys, could you imagine hanging out with those guys?
Billy Martin, Billy Martin, Mickey Mantle, you know, all those guys. That would be the stories that they could tell. I mean, it'd be like it's kind of like Mike Shannon, Joe Torre, what was it?
That is a
Bob
great,
Gibson
documentary. If anybody hasn't seen that with Yogi on Netflix, that is a great documentary.
Ooh, Carlos has a good question. That one, you just put it up there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The rating on best center fielders of all time. Man, Mick played in an era of great center fielders too.
Yes,
Duke Snyder, Willie Mays. Oof, that's a tough one, huh?
Well, see, I'll do the Sandy Koufax. Mickey was the best center fielder. Imagine what he could have done on two good legs. He did it on probably 1.5, if even that.
For me, I think that it's a tie between Tris Speaker and Willie Mays for greatest center fielder of all time.
Willie Mays.
I mean,
Really?
Mays
Speaker over Cobb. That's unusual.
Yeah, I'd say Speaker over. Well, because Cobb wasn't a center fielder his entire career.
Sure.
But that was only because other teammates hated him so much. So Sam Crawford would have to they had to keep Cobb separated. So
yeah,
I mean, Cobb was a great center fielder, and the Mick was, but Willie Mays, man, I don't know. To me, and the things I've read about Tris Speaker, that he would play shallow, but he could cover crazy ground. But I think Mickey was one of the greats. But you can't forget Duke Snyder, man. He was a hell of a center fielder.
Yeah, he was.
No, but he wasn't in Mays or Mantle's class. I'm sorry.
Who, Duke Snyder?
Yeah, no.
Shit, now I have another debate. No, I would agree. He's definitely not. No, but Duke Snyder,
he's an all-time great, right? Yeah. But yeah, there's a gap. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I think Mays is probably. So Carlos ranks him as Mays as the greatest player of all time. I think if you take Babe Ruth out of the equation, Willie Mays definitely. But Mays couldn't pitch.
Yep.
Babe Ruth was a damn good pitcher and would have made the Hall of Fame as a pitcher. Yep. That's the only thing I think that separates Ruth and Mays would be that. So I think Willie's second best. You know, I mean, Mays did it all, man. He did it all except pitch.
Oh.
And you know, unlike some players, right? I mean, you had the catch in the 1954 series, but I mean, Willie Mays was doing that stuff, but it was just that, right? So who was paying attention to the Giants, really, right? Because it was always the Yankees, and all of a sudden Willie Mays was doing center field like that. That was a day at the office for Willie Mays, right?
How many kids you think you ask nowadays? You show them that they think that was the Yankees playing the Giants.
Yeah,
I bet you Willie percent of people nowadays think that was a giant Yankee World Series that he did that in.
But you know what? Here's the thing, guys. We talk about the all-time greats, but you know, it's the one thing that when we could say Ruth was maybe the greatest, Mays was number 2, or Mays was the greatest, whatever. But because again, until 1947, you had a couple generations of players that never got. How do we know? Had baseball not been segregated? What about Josh Gibson? You know, what about Oscar Charleston?
You're talking about center fielders. Oscar Charleston's in the top 5 all time.
Easily. So, boy, you know, I mean, but now thanks to Steve Tate, you know, and his great work, we can actually go back and kind of explore those questions, you know. But I don't know. I mean, you know, the more I read about Oscar Charleston, it's like, man, this guy was the very definition of a beast on the baseball diamond.
Yeah.
He was amazing. Probably the greatest Negro leaguer, certainly.
Yeah,
I would
certainly
say
the greatest non-pitcher in Negro League history.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Charleston was crazy. And somebody mentioned Cool Papa Bell earlier. We might have been having a different conversation again as far as base stealers, right? It might not have been Ty Cobb that held the stolen base record for so long. Could have been Cool Papa. You know, I don't. Yeah,
Hey,
but
Papa,
we
Cool
can't
Papa.
we can't change history.
Lost.
But
Yeah, baseball's lost.
yeah, truly. But I mean, I have to agree. Mays is like just oh my God, he's incredible. Just incredible. What couldn't he do? He was truly 5-tool player. Great arm, great range, could hit for power. I mean, you get him on the base paths, look out. I think a lot of people maybe just remember Willie Mays from seeing him at with the Mets at the end of his career and stuff like that. But what a dominant player he was, huh? Wow. I mean, is there anybody in baseball today that even compares? I mean, right? I mean, Mike Trout's probably the best player right now in baseball. Would you guys agree with that?
No, not anymore. He's not healthy, and he hadn't been healthy for 2-3 seasons.
Let's say at his peak.
Yeah. Oh, at his peak. Yeah. Of anybody on the field.
Yeah.
At their peak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I now rate Trout higher than I rate Griffey Jr. in center field.
Griffey Jr.
I say right now it's Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
I'd take Trout over. I'd take Trout over DiMaggio in center field all time.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't Trout a Dodger with Ohtani now, or what?
No, he's
no.
Trout didn't go anywhere, but Ohtani did.
Yeah.
Ohtani's a Dodger.
But you know
Trout,
what?
Everybody contract. They got to trade Trout.
Everybody made a big deal about Ohtani going to Los Angeles, but we all knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen.
It was going to happen. He was going to go somewhere.
I know. Major League Baseball's like, oh, and then breaking news: Ohtani goes to Dodgers. It's like we know that. We knew that.
We knew that already.
We knew it 2 years ago. Come on.
That's like what was it? The off season last year, they were talking about Aaron Judge possibly signing with someone else because he almost signed with the Giants, and I guess the Yankees said, we'll offer you more money to play finally, and then it's like, okay, fine, I'll sign again. But
surprising Steve Cohen didn't try to sign him. I mean, Steve Cohen. The Mets, what a payroll they've got, right? I mean, that guy's got money. But what are you gonna do? Aaron Judge is gonna. He wouldn't play. I'm not a Mets fan anyhow, but he wouldn't play for the Mets.
But what a coup that would have been, huh?
Oh my God! Could you imagine? Yeah, if the Mets would have gotten Aaron Judge, you would have had a war.
For real, as far as marketing, why would you want to play for the Mets if you're going to play in New York and you're already a Yankee? As far as marketing and endorsements.
Oh man, you talk about getting the ire of Yankee fans up. If you're Judge, yeah. But again, it's all hype is right, positive hype for these guys.
Oh yeah, there's no such thing as bad press.
No bad press.
I think the Cubs are going to be pretty good this season, and I'm saying this as a National League Central person. I think the Cubs are going to be pretty good. You guys was kind of pushing for you guys last season. You guys kind of crumbled down, Carlos, but yeah, I think the Cubs are going to be pretty good this year. I think Cincinnati's going to be. I think you guys can be better this year. Big clue.
Cincinnati,
don't.
I do. Come on, you guys came on pretty well for a while. But Chicago, I thought, come on, catch the Brewers. And
Chicago they were going to win the division last year.
What's that?
Chicago last year should have won that.
Yes,
division.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, division last year. I mean, they could have easily caught the Brewers. I mean, what was like the last week? I mean, they were like near the last week of the season. They were like hanging on by like maybe a few games. And then
Clue and I hate the Brewers, so we were rooting for the Cubs, man. So go.
I don't care for the Brewers either. I mean, I don't. I mean, not because they beat the crap out of our Reds last year, but I mean, the Reds held on.
Player, I just Carlos.
The Reds held on.
Votto. Good player, damn good player. Going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Reds held on till the wild card spot until the last couple days of the season, and then because I remember the last day of the regular season, I'm sitting there listening to all the games, and my girlfriend and I are talking, and she looked at the thing and said, texted me back and said, "Damn, the Reds got eliminated last night." I thought, oh well, what can you do?
The thing that
I mean,
surprised me
but
last
they-
season was seeing the I'm not used to seeing the Cardinals in last place. That was so weird to see them in last place for me. Just because I always think of it because the Cardinals, again, right, more world championships in the National League, and they just always seem to be in contention. It was strange to see the Pirates. We finished ahead of the Cardinals last year. We had a better season.
It was a weird playoff set last year not to see the New Yorks.
I was happy.
Or
no New Yorks or LAs.
St. Louis
You had
or Boston.
the rule changes was one thing, so that threw off some teams. I mean, some teams took advantage better than other teams. I really think the single biggest impact on the weird season last year was the balanced schedule bullshit.
That's got to go away. It's just got to go away. Come on. Because if you could redo it, I mean, I guess we can in one of these baseball sims where you could somehow where divisional play meant things again.
Yeah, and
the season would have played out differently.
Divisional play should be how you start the season, and it should be how you end the season.
Exactly.
I mean, who if you have say if you're a National League Central team.
Mm-hmm.
Why should you be playing an American League West team in September when the playoffs are on the line?
Exactly.
That's anticlimactic. So
somebody said, I think it was Rick Monday during a Dodger game said it matters more what you do against every other team that's not your division.
Carlos is on a roll.
He is Carlos, man. He is. He's totally right. We were talking about this today in the Discord. Interleague play. I don't want a damn World Series preview.
Well, not only the World Series, but it makes the All-Star game more impressive.
What's that?
Oh, the fact that they don't see each other during the regular season.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. We said that today. Yeah. Back in the day, man, the National League and American League
on the All-Star game, I think, by not having interleague play.
I hate interleague play.
In the 21st century, it's not like you don't have the ability to watch any player on any team thanks to technology. So it's not like people are being deprived of anything.
Yeah. But again, your geographic alignment is something that makes so much sense. And that I would be because you know what, just because you're going to create these amazing rivalries. But I don't want the World Series is something special. And except for spring training, which doesn't count, so regular season, National League and American League met in the All-Star game and they met in the World Series, and that was it. And it was great. Now, I don't want to watch the World Series in August. I don't care. I don't care. Like, even though my Pirates right now, we're, hopefully we did better last year than expected. I don't really care to see if we play the Texas Rangers or the whomever, like the I don't care. I want us to have that because I think when divisional play meant something, that was incentive, right?
Yep.
Weren't we talking about that? Because this is how you win pennants, right? Yep. You guys talked about that winning. Well, but the balanced schedule kind of just makes divisional play. It means nothing.
Yeah,
it means nothing.
Meaningless. Yeah, exactly.
Which is actually it's a proposal right now on the table that's being taken seriously by the competition committee, is to do away with divisional play and just have a seeding of teams in order of standings for the playoffs. So basically turning it into, I don't know, the NBA.
Well, I was going to say, what are we going to have, March Madness in baseball now? Is that what we're going to have?
That's what Manfred played up this past year about the play. I think that's what's great about the playoffs. And I think what's great is if we fire your sorry ass.
I think Manfred hates baseball.
No.
He's trying to turn baseball into
anything positive to it. That's for damn sure.
Well,
he's trying to turn baseball into what other sports would be like what the NFL is, or what the
but you know what, you can't turn one sport into another. You can't turn one sport into another. And somebody said earlier about taking strategy. I think it was a Buckshot that was saying about taking but we were talking about the shift today,
Taking strategy out of the game.
Yeah, you're taking strategy out of the game. Now you've changed the game like profoundly.
Yeah. But see,
I
do these
mean-
guys own teams because they love the sport of baseball, or do they own teams because they want to be famous and make money making widgets? Because
The
that's
latter.
because that's basically what it is.
latter.
Because you could own anything and do that. You know, it's just when you own a sports team making widgets, you're more famous than the guy who owns the produce store, right?
Right,
You know?
right.
So
Yeah.
other than that, you know, they don't care what the product is as long as they're getting the revenue. And so
Yeah.
if they changed what they're selling, so long as the money keeps coming in, they'll do it. So,
You know,
which is unfortunate.
if they actually, right, because that whole bullshit about, oh, well, we asked the fans and,
Yeah.
we listened. If they actually polled baseball fans, if they actually would be honest about this, they would find that, okay, I mean, a lot of fans would say, yeah, they're okay with like maybe the pitch clock and things like that. But you know what? But for the shift, for the pickoff moves to first and that, I'm sorry, but most baseball fans will say, no, we want it the way it was.
Down with the ghost
I
runner.
do.
That's another rule that's another rule that takes the strategy out of baseball because
Ghost runner, yeah.
Well,
How
not
would
the
he
ghost
even
runner,
score
but the limiting the number of times a pitcher can throw to first base. I mean,
well, yeah, because
I
that
get-
runner can game it, man. He can game it
absolutely,
now.
absolutely. I mean, they're just trying to speed the game up so that people will. Again, what I said earlier is they're trying to market it to people who don't have attention spans
Exactly.
to watch the game.
Thing is, Buckshot, I'll go and watch a 4-hour baseball game. It doesn't
Yeah,
bother. I
me
don't
too.
want.
And there are other ways to speed it up without fundamentally changing the game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't.
That's commercials, which will never happen.
No, no,
be.
you couldn't. No, because the owners want that revenue, man.
Yep.
Yep.
And let's face it, so do the players. Look at the salaries they're getting. Well, that's
Yep.
coming from that revenue. So I think it's irrevocably changed. And you know what? There's no way you could ever have a third major league. We look at baseball history; it's never worked.
It's too expensive these days. I
Yeah.
mean, they could, but you like all the leagues in the past, you'd have to be able to fund the rival league long enough to sue for peace, right? Well, that
Right.
only happened successfully once, you know, and
Right.
again, as Mr. Moneybags. Well, with a stadium now costing $1 billion, no matter where it's at,
Right.
and team payrolls being what they are, there is no way that you can find enough moneyed people to come in and do that these days.
No, there's no way.
So-
Price
There's
tag is just too high.
no way.
The Oakland A's move. Are they? Is this their first year in Vegas this
No.
coming season?
2020
Yeah, last year and that.
Yeah, 2025.
Oh, it's the last year in Oakland.
Yeah.
Which is going to
No
be
one's going to show up at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum anyway, so why should they care?
well because
you know.
because the ballpark's not done yet, I guess.
Right? You're probably right.
Well, I like what Bernie said about it. He's
What's
kind
that?
of upset they're coming because the Vegas AAA team's a damn good team.
Yeah. Well, they're out of
minor
business
league
now.
team, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now if
funny.
you go to Minnesota, St. Paul has a minor league team, but the Twins are going to
Saints,
outdraw
isn't it?
them. The
Isn't
Twins are
that
going to
funny?
outdraw them. But yeah, I mean, so but
They did a
Bernie's.
documentary on them, didn't they, Beatles?
Well, I know they did one in Kansas City
City. I think they did one about the St.
about
Paul
St.
team.
Paul. It was the St. Paul Saints, I think they're called, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed their names.
Well, the thing
Bunch
is,
of minor league teams have
In the
lately.
19th century, they were the St. Paul Apostles.
wouldn't be surprised. So Carlos says something about TV has screwed up sports. The thing about baseball's not a TV sport. It's not.
It's
I mean,
not,
I
no.
get people say, I've tried to get into baseball, but I've watched it on TV. It's boring. It's like, that's because you've got to see it live or
gotta
hear it, or you got to listen
hear it
to
on the
baseball.
radio.
It's not, I mean, come on, the field's too damn big. So in football, basketball, and hockey, right? So hockey rinks are small enough that you can kind of, you can get a zoomed out camera view action of everything. Football fields, not as big as baseball fields, but they're large. But everything's happening at that, what do you call it, line of scrimmage, right? So you can see that. But baseball, you've got 9 people on defense spread out all over this huge field and one guy batting. Of course, it's not a TV sport. And actually, I think it was television that made the NFL huge because
Oh, heck yeah.
Absolutely.
football was something people watched when the baseball season, like in the off season. It wasn't like, you know, it was popular, but not to the level of baseball.
Before the 1959 NFL championship game was aired on TV, before that, college football was the more popular sport, not professional football.
Not pro football, right? In fact, I know even football fans
it was,
now that
it was television, the proliferation of television
that brought
that popularized the NFL.
You know, and I know a lot of football fans that can't stand the NFL. They love college football, but they hate the NFL. They hate it. Because it's become this big spectacle. What's that?
Not to sound cliche, but there is nothing like sitting in a ballpark with a hot dog and a beer.
I hear you, man.
And watching the game live.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yep.
I mean,
even if it's the Royals next summer with you lot.
Yeah.
I've sat in many a ballpark on either a summer's afternoon or a summer's night, and you could smell the hot dogs in the air.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could smell.
That's baseball, buddy.
It's the sights, the sounds, the smells. I mean, I think it was actually just it was my brother and I one afternoon. We'd gone to a Legends game, and we're just sitting there talking before the game was getting underway. And I said, "You gotta love it." I said, "It's the smells. I mean, I could smell the hot dogs in the air. I could smell the sun is out. It's a beautiful afternoon. You know, it's like I think it was like mid-June or something like that, early to mid-June or something like that.
And
like
to me too, Aaron, the thing that makes baseball to me the most difficult and the greatest of sports is nobody can do like so. And again, I know guys, you know, you're fans of other sports and all that, and it's all good, right? But like if you're running a ball, man, there's nobody blocking for you. There's nobody like a quarterback has like however many guys are on the line protecting him. It's the pitcher against the batter. And when that ball's hit to the third baseman, right? Or it's hit out to left field, right? You got to make that play. Nobody can make that play. You can't go to your best player whenever you want, like you can in other team sports. And I still maintain baseball is the most difficult of the four major sports. It's difficult. It's hard.
Ted Williams said it best. The hardest thing to do is hit a round ball with a round bat.
And he was absolutely right. Yep. And he did it damn near better than anybody and failed. And in that 1941 season, failed 60% of the time doing it. Think about that, right?
Right. It's the only sport you can actually fail more than 50% of the time and still be good.
Exactly.
Boy, I wish I'd have been the valedictorian in school with a 30% pass rate, don't you?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And baseball and hockey are the two best sports to watch live. I've never been to a basketball game because I don't like basketball, but football is definitely a television sport.
Oh, absolutely. It really, really is. But
you know, television doesn't do hockey service.
Nope.
But people are so about
hurt hockey.
But they're so about television.
But when you're that close to the player and he makes a nice pass, they can't keep up with it.
Right.
Well, hockey's so fast. Oh my God.
Yep.
And that's the other thing. Okay, so getting off baseball for a second. So people, you know, I've always said, well, how come there's only one right? There's like, so football has just one game to decide the championship, right? Well, because football is so physical and blah, blah, blah. My answer always is this. The hockey player says, hold my beer. Come on, man. Hockey's far more physically demanding. And those guys, how many is it in the Stanley Cup series? How many games do they play? Best of what? 5 or something?
7.
Best of 7.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, hockey is probably, I think, is the most physically grueling, demanding, because right, except for the goalie, you got to be a good skater to play hockey, right? And you got to, oh my God, I mean, hockey's an amazing game. I'm not a big hockey fan or anything, but that's a sport I will watch. I don't know a lot about it, but it's amazing. And so everybody talks about football, and it's like, are you kidding me? And then I'll ask them, have you ever watched Australian rules football? Those guys don't even wear pads, and they hit each other. Bam. And hard. And they don't have teeth or anything, but they get up and they do their thing, man. I mean, come on. You know, I don't know. But it's not that necessarily a sport. You have to have people practically killing each other to be great. Hockey, I think, is a greater game than football, and I don't know why it hasn't captured the American psyche the way that football has.
It's fun live. We used to go to we went to all the games back in the year of the rat with the Panthers, and it was just it was so exciting.
Yeah. Oh, rugby too. Well, I mean, I'm very familiar with rugby. Irish. I mean, it was everywhere. It's a religion in Ireland, and we're the best in the world. But yeah, I mean, hockey is just. But again, it's like, well, yeah, tell the truth. The reason you're doing it is because it is the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, is the most. Isn't it the most watched sport event in the world? It's like the biggest thing or something.
Most of the time, it's the most watched event. Period.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just sport event.
But how can you? But again, what is that on any given day? The worst team, right? Like if we go back to baseball, you're gonna win a third of your games, unless you're the 1972 Phillies. You're gonna win you're gonna win a third of your games. I mean, even the damn 62 Mets won a third of their games, right? And they beat some of the best teams, right? But I never understood how one game can decide a championship. I still don't get it. Right? I mean, maybe I'm missing something here and again, I'm not a football fan, and so I'm probably touting my ignorance here. But all the other sports have a series to determine who is the champion or whatever.
Oh, it gets down to preparation. So, in order to play a 7-game football series, it would take you 7 weeks.
Yeah.
For what?
Right.
Because
so why can't
they were not
football
going to play back-to-back football games?
No, but
they're going to want time to practice and all that. So it's going to it gets
bullshit.
down to
I know, man.
But schedule.
It's bullshit.
One a
though.
week.
You know what? Come on. Look what. So they do the Stanley Cup Series. They play every other day in that, right? They don't play every day.
I'm saying football would never do it because, like I say, they're going to want to have to spend 24 hours for 3 days in the film room looking for adjustments.
Oh, see, I'm sorry, but I don't.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine if they had done that for the Super Bowl instead of one game? It'd be like the best 4 out of 7.
Yeah,
I'm like, I mean, okay, it's down to 2 teams in each conference. They're gonna play each other for 7 games, possibly, for 7 weeks. I mean, it's like you're gonna be watching, film.
Me too, Carlos.
Game film of your last game with that same team to figure out what you did wrong and then try to fix it. But every week it's like game film, practice, play, game film, practice, play. It's like rinse, lather, repeat over and over and over again.
Dude, rugby is
with the same team.
I mean, Carlos Yaz talked earlier about rugby and we mentioned Australian football. I mean, those are tough games. And look at rugby, dude. There's no pads. Those guys, they're nuts. They play every damn day. They're nuts. So I'm not trying to knock football and say it's a pussy sport. It's not. But when people give me this argument, it's the most physical game in the world. It's like, you got to be kidding me, right?
Hey, Dwayne, can you click on Satchel page?
Come on, man.
Sure.
This is going to be Satch's.
Rugby's pretty.
Yeah, Beatles in school growing up
Mhm.
overseas. I never took a beating like I did in a rugby game in PE.
Oh my God.
There was no sport half as physical that we played.
Rugby is like,
I
right?
loathed it because
That's
I thought I was going to walk away with a
buckshot.
broken bone.
Yeah.
Rugby's dangerous.
41 years old.
I've never actually listened to a
Holy
rugby
crap.
game
Yeah,
before.
Look what Satch
but I've
did in
heard
that
it's
year.
pretty brutal.
I know.
It is
If I'd
brutal.
say he's 41,
So
41 years
imagine
old.
what, and puts up those numbers and think what Satch did in
244
his,
innings.
think of what he did in his prime. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I mean, he did. He called in his outfield. Holy shit.
Yes, he used to tell them all to go sit on the bench. He got this.
What about the
And he
story
did.
about Satch and Josh Gibson finally facing each other on opposite teams?
Yeah.
That is such a great story. You guys all know it. You've seen the Ken Burns documentary, so I'm not going to repeat it, but I love that story. Oh my God. Great stuff.
He threw
They
the
used to have
dipsy-do
the
and the
Ken
b-ball.
Burns.
the Dipsy do the beat ball. He had the long tom and his
Dipsy doing the beat ball.
whatever. He was
the bat. What was the one? The bat. Oh
I
my
like
goodness.
the hesitation pitch.
hesitation
Yeah, he had a
pitch.
bunch of, yeah.
Jesus.
Well, as
They
Charlie
used to have the
Sheen
kid.
said in the movie, if you can hit it, you can name it.
Yeah, right.
That's like what was it? That's like the
Excuse me.
natural where he names his bat out of the lucky
Yeah.
piece of wood or whatever it is that he, when he was like the story of what
Wonder Boy.
was it like Wonder Boy, that's what it was, Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Wonder Boy.
And
yeah.
then at some point he breaks the bat at some point in the movie, and it's like
It was the Bat Dodger.
but
That was the name
it's
of one of his pitches. The Bat Dodger.
the Bat Dodger. But yeah, the what was it? Robert Redford's bat was the Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but like people name their pitches or name their bats or whatever it is. It's like, like
Here's one of my
I
favorite
mean-
pitchers, Beatles. I love this guy.
Who's that?
He was a fucking nutball, but I loved him. Pascual Perez.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pascual Perez.
Late nut.
From the Expos, yeah.
He was a Brave
Former
first.
Expo.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, when he got lost on, it's 95 down there, but it's the Beltway. That was so funny. Necro pitched the game on
If you
2
can
days
dodge
rest
it,
and
man.
won. He didn't realize that you had to turn off the interstate. He didn't know there was Rams. What a fucking goofball. What a goofball.
Carlos,
Ah.
yes. Beatles has asked me, speaking of dodgeball, if Beatles has asked me before, he goes, you and I got to do a call a game together someday. And I'm like, oh my God, it'd be like the guys in dodgeball. What's his face? Justin Bateman and the other guy. I'm like, that would be such a hot mess.
It'd be fun though. It'd be fun.
Well, it's a brave strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off. Oh my God. So yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. That's true.
Oh yeah. Oh well, this was fun, Dwayne. Thank you very much, man.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat because I am getting a little, as the Brits like to say, peckish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good
Do you
stuff.
work? Do you
good
work
stuff,
tomorrow,
guys.
Dwayne?
Yeah, I got to go.
Yeah,
Here's one of
me
your
too.
favorite players, ain't it? Beatles?
Mike Schmidt?
Nah.
No, who?
Oh, Biff.
Who am I? Oh, Biff Pokeroba. He sounds like a frat
Pokeroba?
boy. He sounds like a frat boy.
Yeah, I got to
Pokeroba.
get back to work tomorrow. I work all week.
Benedict,
now.
Bruce Benedict.
Eggs
Benedict.
Benedict. Eggs Benedict should have been one of the best players in baseball. His build and oh man, he should have been all that in the back. He used to aggravate the living shit out. One of the toughest catchers in baseball. I don't care what you say. That man had no fear. He could block the plate.
Mhm.
He had
That's
no
like
fear. But he should have been a
that's
hitting
like-
machine. Hitting machine.
That's like
Oh,
you
Carlos,
that
thanks,
during
man.
that game
Come
you
on.
and I did, and I'll bring this point up here, just before we go. You were talking about that during that '83 Braves '90 Reds game we did together. Greg, they brought Greg McMurtry, and he's the one that had all that. He was fine, and he had all that trouble and couldn't get out of an inning.
First inning, he couldn't get out of the first inning. They used to warm him up like 3 hours before a game, and that didn't work. And then they wouldn't warm him up at all. He couldn't get out of the first inning. Once he
Right.
did, he was awesome. But that was in '83. He started having
80.
problems getting out of the first inning about after the All-Star break. It was crazy.
You almost have,
Yeah.
But
I've just seen something here, Dwayne, that he's got to fix in Digital Diamond Baseball.
good times.
So if you want to play an exhibition game, you should be able to just pick what park you want to play it in, and you can't.
Correct.
That
You have
sucks.
to assign one of the teams to that park before
I
you
know
do
it
it.
blows. That blows. I saw like
Yep.
with Action PC. You
Yep.
can just pick any park you want and play it.
Yep, correct. You are right.
So you ought to write to him. You're the guru, dude. You're the guru. So you got to change this. So
He would politely answer me, but he won't listen to me.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
we're
right.
working on it.
Well,
That's
hey
what we
guys,
would
this
say.
was a lot of fun. everybody. So, Dwayne, thanks for having me on.
Thanks
Oh,
again.
thanks for stopping in and thanks for
That
watching,
was
guys.
a
It was a blast
great
playing
stuff,
the
Dwayne.
61 season.
Great
Oh,
job, Dwayne.
Great,
Yeah, it was
You're
a
great
blast.
stuff.
You're a
Now
legend,
we're on
buddy.
to the history of the World Series, man.
You the
Yeah.
man, Dwayne. You the man.
Be
yeah,
awesome.
that was good. You did a good job.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Buckshot. I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah,
Catch
I
you
enjoyed
guys
listening to you.
around the around the league. All right.
All righty,
gonna-
Beatles.
I'm-
You have a good evening.
All right, buddy. You
We'll
too.
see ya.
Good night, everyone.
Take it
Take care,
easy.
Beatles.
All right, Buckshot.
It is 10 o'clock, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Get
calling
off
in
here.
tonight?
Yeah, I got to get off here and get ready, quote for quote, bed and work.
All right. Well, thanks for
I
letting
won't
me
go
come
to
on and
bed for
talk for a
another
little
2
bit.
hours, but I'll get ready.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for letting me come on and talk a little bit. I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
you're welcome, Buckshot. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You
Yep.
call a good game. It's fun to listen to you.
Oh, I
You
appreciate
keep
it,
it. You
man.
keep
It's a
going.
blast.
Yeah, no, I've seen some other guys out there that go, and
I think as long
you
as
know,
you enjoy it, it comes across and people sit back and enjoy it too.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, it definitely comes down to how it's being called. You keep going,
Yeah.
you don't stumble, you do a great job. So it's
I
it's
appreciate
entertaining
it.
for sure. Yep. So we'll see you soon, man.
Alrighty, man. Oh,
Have a
you're
good night.
welcome, Carlos, bud. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off here, folks. I want to thank Ken Castro for stopping by. We won't be able to get to everybody. Grand Dolph 970. Who else was in here? Big Clue. Buckshot. I don't know how far back it's going to let me go. Let's see. That might be everybody. Oh, Aaron Reed, D. Scott Howard, Philip Reynolds was in. Until next time, you all have a great evening and take care.